an elderly family member to make sure they haven't fallen. And I wish I was joking with you. I'm not. I was trying to get this camera to come up before I went live, but I had this set and, well, it went. So give me a quick second here. I have to be sure I do not have to run out and do a pickup, I guess you would say. So I am trying to find said person, and we'll see what goes. So if you come in real quick, I apologize. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not about to do an emergency run somewhere. So I'm not ignoring you. Hopefully the Bluetooth is working, so you can hear me pretty clear. And it's a beautiful dang day out, so I am trying to find my family member and make sure they are not laying down somewhere, because their dogs are sitting by the door strangely. And I do not see said person on... Oh boy, this could be not a good thing. Sorry. I know this is a great way to start stream, but feel free to fast forward a minute or two here. Past this, I'm just got to find out where this person is and make sure I'm not about to do an emergency run out to that house. I'm not seeing them, but the dogs aren't looking worried. Usually if something happens, the dogs worry. Hey, political purpose, I saw you there. Sorry, I am, like I said, checking on a elderly family member, and I have to make sure I can kind of see them before I just ignore everything and go live here, and I'm having a hard time there. Okay, found them finally. Sorry, it's a person with fall risk, so I apologize for that. This stream, and I'm not being hyperbolic, is probably going to get me some hate, even from some of my, what I would call loyal viewers. Thank you, by the way, to those people. We agree and disagree on this stream, but this one may actually fracture a few of my more regular viewers. We're going to talk about the political fracturing going on both sides, the Democrat Party and the Republican Party, or as I call it, the Democrats and the Republicans. So I'm probably going to anger, if I'm doing my job right, I'm going to anger probably at least half of the people that come in or watch this later. So I apologize once again for the hard start there. I had it already set to go, and I wasn't able to find my elderly family member to make sure they had not fallen again. But I found them. We're good to go. So we are going to talk about the political fractures going on. Please do me a favor. Share the stream out. Share the channel out. I mean, I know I apologize right away for too many of these deck streams or mobile streams. It's what I can do quickly and time-wise. I don't have to have tons of setup. I know it sounds lazy, but my time is decimated. The elderly family member took up about 9.5 hours of my day yesterday. Plus, then I had to do stuff for my lungs, and I had to help a friend with a lawn tractor. So I'm blitzed. Jay Watterson, what's up, man? Yeah, hold them flip-flops, buddy. You are probably going to want to have a whole closet of those to throw at me. So we are going to start off, we're going to start off light. We're going to start off with the least controversial take of this conversation we're going to have. 30% of all Democrats now identify as DSA. That is insane. Red Army channel, what you doing, bro? I'm sitting on my deck on a very nice day. Wow, I mean, it's like 81 to 82 degrees, low humidity, gorgeous. Look at that sky behind me. How you doing, Red Army? What are you doing? But 30% of all Democrats are now identifying as DSA. So 30% of Democrats are absolute retards. Sorry. But that is a semi-scary thing, because there are some more moderate Democrats are being beat back, and we don't need that. We don't need this political insanity going both ways. We don't need people so far right they're nuts and so far left that they're nuts. Well, the problem is the moderates on both sides are getting just decimated right now. Well, that's something you don't see every day. Sorry, a huge semi is coming up my alley, and you don't see that. Okay. Interesting. It's sad to see in a way, because but we've talked about this on my stream last time. The last time our government actually worked together, I'm not saying we did, it was perfect. We all got everything we wanted. The last time they worked together was during Clinton. They met, they discussed, got something done for the people. Gingrich and Clinton did an amazing job of it, and Democrats and Republicans in total worked together. We don't get that. And now we are seeing this fracturing, and these are fringe, super far leftists. Don't kid yourself. The DSA is left, holy shit, left, and freaking left. These are nutbags. Even Joe Rogan now is openly saying, oh shit, you are going to have military control of everything if you keep giving these people power, because that's what happens. And you even got Bill Maher and people like him openly saying these are communists. And there are some openly espousing it, going, yep, communists, we like Marxism. Have you read that book? Have you read it? It's been a long time, and I am actually thinking I have to sit down and go through Karl Marx again. But from what I remember, all these people are espousing stuff, they're insane. They have no clue what they're actually pushing for. They think, they don't hate power, they want to be the power. And they think they're all going to be just so epic, because mommy and daddy told them everything that came out of their mouth, oh my God, everything came out of their mouth is rainbow farts and unicorn sprinkles, and they're so smart, so they think they are all going to be in the upper echelon. We're going to own our stuff. I'll be able to do my podcast. I'll be able to go out on my farm. And all you can say is your farm, your podcast. You will own nothing, and you'll like it. That'll be even more true under socialists/communists. But it is bad, and whether or not I think the Democrats are semi-nuts right now, the beating back of the few moderates we have, and even the semi-crazy right now, they got in bed with bad people to hate Trump, and now they've got a problem. They are losing out. Hakeem Jeffries, as we talked about in the last deck stream, has come out and said, oh, we're all good, but we can't go with these crazy policies, but we have a big tent, we're all gonna be kumbaya. And right after that, DSA people come out and go, screw you, we ain't gonna meet in the middle with you. And that's what's gonna happen. Democrats got in bed with these people, and now they're gonna get themselves beat down. They aren't gonna deal with you. They're not gonna deal with Democrats. Old school will work with people on the other side, Democrats at all, or even semi-nutty Democrats. They want to nail everybody into submission. It is our way or the highway. It is the you agree with us every step of the way or else. And that's where we're heading. Sorry, god dang. To stream, you have to have your notifications running. Ugh. So it's nuts. All right, let me see. I'll catch up with you guys a little bit. And this is just a little bit. No clue what you're saying. Then feel free to leave. Bro, you can't curse. Yes, I can curse on my channel any damn flipping time I feel like it, John. I put this down as not for kids. It's in the actual thing. The settings on the channel, yes, it is. I can cuss. I can say any retarded thing I want. Within TOS. All right. So, thank you, Lee, for moderating. And hi, Lee, if I didn't see you coming in, buddy. How you doing, bud? But it is a problem that we are seeing radicalism grow. Radicalism is growing. And it's a little bit nutty. And I think the Democrats may be in trouble. This is going to damage them. I don't know if it's quick enough yet. We got the midterms coming up. And I don't know if the DSA has drawn enough attention yet, or enough power to really cause major fractures yet for the midterms. But it's a possibility. It could really cause a major fracture. And I'm going to say the only winner of this is going to be, as it fractures the parties and causes problems, it's going to be, the only winners ain't going to be you and me. And it ain't going to be these left-hard DSA people. It's going to be the deep state. The deep state is helping do this. I will say it. Helping do this because they got to regain power. They are looking at losing their power, and they want it back. So they are helping this DSA crap. And political purpose on both sides. We're not there yet, buddy. I said both sides. I did. Trust me. I'm going with the nicest take right now. People are about to get pissed at me when we go to the other side. But I don't have as vested interest right now too much at this moment in time with as many people in the left, in the podcast world, in the political world. Because I do watch their stuff, trying to know what they're saying, to be able to argue it, discuss it, and not see what the hell's coming. But as we've talked about, Mayor, Carville, you've got Rogan, all blowing warning horns like crazy now. Going, dude, this is insane. Read some history, read some Marx, read some shit here. It's a little bit nuts. Who the hell's the deep state now? Same people have always been there. What do you, Bill Braden? It's not a dumb question. It's just, it's the same people that have always been deep state. The appointed people, the people that behind the scenes that are actually there longer than almost all the congressmen, almost all of our elected officials. The people that are appointees that never get put out. How about the Senate parliamentarian? This, I believe it's a lady, but this bitch can sit there and tell our elected officials, nope, you can't do this. Personally, I think our elected officials use this chick to hide from doing their jobs. Well, we would do it, but the Senate parliamentarian says we can't. Aw, I'm sorry, guys, but if you vote us back in, we'll try again. No, boot the Senate parliamentarian. You can do that. Remove this person. How dare we have our government, from bills you and I want, being one idiot appointee. Now, Bill, that's the point right there. That is deep state. One idiot appointee tells our Senate, our senators, our elected mouthpieces, officials, nope, you can't even vote on this. That's deep state. And there are thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands like her in our government. These are people that hold more power than our elected officials, including the president in many, many ways. More power than the head of the FBI, more power than the head of our intelligence. These are truly the power in our government. That is the deep state. And this is something that Trump and his small band are trying to go against. It's amazing they've got as much done as they have. Is it enough? No. Would I prefer more? Yes. Do I think Trump, if Trump was a Abraham Lincoln, ooh, there you go, Abraham Lincoln type person, he'd get more done. But of course, if Trump was an Abraham Lincoln person, I think these assassination attempts would have been amped up 100 times. They would not. They would have got him by now. Let's see. Political purposes. That's a good question. Should we expand executive power? No. The problem is Congress, in their willingness not to do something, their want not to do something, they don't want to take a stand. That's one reason both parties hate Trump. He's forced Republicans to take a stand at times. They hate that. They don't want to run on it. Oh, I did this. They want to run on, I tried. Re-elect me another 10 times. I'll try. Maybe I'll get it done to the 11th. Trump has shown the grift. And the problem is Congress not wanting to take a stand, not wanting to do a damn thing. They have put more power in the executive branch. And so when people scream, oh, no kings, talk to your congressman. Talk to them. They have given power to the executive in bills, actual bills, because they don't want to do their jobs. They've put it on the president so they can always blame the president. I don't care if it's a Democrat president or Republican president. They can always go, well, he did it. He did it. They don't want to do it. So, yeah. So no, I'm not sure we should. I think what we need to do is hold our representatives accountable. And it'd be nice if we would get nasty and vote their asses out. It'd be nice if the American people would sack up, grow a pair, and say, you didn't do what we said, fuck off. And this is one that Jay Watterson, come on, dude, smile with me a little bit here. This is one you should be smiling about. Thomas Massie told his constituents, I don't care what you voted for, what you want, I'm going to do what I want. And he got voted out. I would like to see that for everybody. It shouldn't be just for Thomas Massie, who I still think is probably one of the better people we had in Congress. And if he gets reelected, I hope he's learned his lesson and is even better. But I want to see everybody else held accountable to the same standard Massie was. My representatives from my shit state of Illinois, the representatives from Iowa, from Nebraska, from Alabama, everybody, California, you should hold your representatives just as accountable as Thomas Massie was. If he looks at you, and I'm not even saying if I agree with what you voted for your representative for. If our representatives look at you and go, yeah, you want this? Too bad. I don't care. I'm going to go with what I feel or what my morals say. Fuck you. Get out. We should vote them out. They must be gone. But they have given power to the executive. Look at the bills over the last 25 years, 30 years. They've given power away because they don't want it. It keeps them able to just go. So I don't think we should expand executive power. I think the executive has actually a little more power than our forefathers wanted, which not to say though that Donald Trump should grow a pair himself and use the powers that our government, our forefathers originally ascribed to the president, and say to these district judges, fuck off. Fuck you. You are making illegal orders. I don't only think he should ignore the orders, I think he should arrest them. They are violating the separation of powers. Go look that up. We have separation of powers, and they are violating it. And the SCOTUS has already told them to stop it, and they're still doing it. Arrest them. Once again, you can call Trump a wimp, fine. But I do think he could be a little tougher. I'd like him tougher. I would do stuff. I'm a little nastier. All right. Don't Trump. Okay. They abuse the little power they have. You mean the people in Congress? Agreed. A lot of them do. Not all. There are a few good ones. They are a few. And those are the ones we got to support. Hell, I mean, even Massie right now, like I said, he fucked up. You are there to dance, monkey dance when we tell you to. And he said no to the constituents. All right, let's see here. She is there to check that follow the rules set by the Senate. No, she isn't. Because she's there to be a stopper, and she's not following Senate rules. Because they've already shown she's breaking it, and that they could ignore her, and they're not. Also, Republicans, if they had a pair, could end the filibuster. Because Democrats will. Democrats regain power, they'll end it like that. I mean, come on. Look what Harry Reid did back in the day. And people said, you're going to regret this. You know, and Democrats don't think. They just do. For the better or worse, you got to give them some credit. They don't look at the future, what this could mean for them. They just do it. Most of the time it comes back to bite them in the ass, but the Republicans need a little bit of that. At the very least, this Senate parliamentarian should be removed, and this administration should be able to, and they can do it, appoint a Senate parliamentarian more aligned with this administration. Why are we beholden to this appointee from the Obama years? Just saying. It's an appointee that Trump and the Senate can remove. It should be done. And she's not checking it. She's actually going against it. Hey, thank you, Lee. I know I'm behind, guys. Yes, thank you, guys. I'm going to try to be better about it. So, yes, thank you, Lee, for reminding me. Please hit the like. Please subscribe. Please share. I'm trying to mention it more. I don't do it enough. Even if you'd like to disagree with me, hit it. Come on. I'm here to answer. That's why I'm behind in the chat. Jay Watterson, yep, vote out all incumbents. I don't know about all, but I do think we should have term limits. We need some type of term limits. That's all there is to it. I would expand the House of Representatives terms to 4 years. Because at 2 years, it's 2 years, right? Yeah. Because at 2 years, they get in there and they're already trying to think about their re-election instead of doing their job. It should be a longer term. So they're not automatically just in there, automatically trying to get but I think we should expand their term, and 2 terms for House, 2 terms for Senate. And if you serve 2 terms in one of those houses, you can only serve 1 term in the other. I'm just saying. Political purposes, but I was honest about Massie. I was honest about him. Dude, and I'm not holding Massie to anything I don't think we should hold anybody else to. Honestly, I'm not. I am once again pretty consistent. Not all the time. Not all the time. It's where the flip-flops came from. I screw up. But I try to be consistent. I'm not holding Massie to anything I don't want to see anybody else held to. In fact, I'm mad that Massie was held to this, why others aren't. All right. George, how you doing, George? JYA 7-Up? I'm sorry if I got that. The squirrel's barely on the wheel today, guys. America needs Trump. I will agree with that because, like I said, Trump is still the best president of my lifetime. He hasn't got done what we would have liked. But honestly, saying Trump is the best president of our lifetimes is kind of a win, a meh win. It just shows how bad the other presidents are. Sorry, I got my camera tilted and the clouds are going in and out and it's making, I can see it on my end, I don't know if it's on your end, making the brightness go goofy. But yeah, that Trump is the best president of my lifetime is kind of bad. The bar was so low. If Kamala had won, that bar would have been through the floor. All right, let me see here. Mohammed the Turk. There's no filibuster. It's a show. There is a filibuster, and unfortunately, unless they remove it, you know, Mohammed the Turk, welcome. And I'm going to say one thing. I think you might agree with this. I think just like the Senate parliamentarian and the way they've given power to the executive, I think they use the filibuster to hide a lot. And now I'm going to say the Republicans. Republicans are the biggest pussies out there. They are. They're pussies. The left may be insane, but they will do the shit they say, even if it's insane. The Republicans can't even do common sense stuff half the time. Because, icky, I might have to do something and stand up. I might have to show a pair. Yeah. No, AIPAC owns Congress. AIPAC does not own Congress. They're where we're going to separate. The Jews under every rock. The amount of money AIPAC puts into our Congress is minuscule compared to many, many other people throwing money at our Congress and our government. I personally would like to see all of that gone. There should be none of that going to anybody. Or at the very least, every single congressman should wear a NASCAR suit with all of his sponsors on it. And right under that sponsor is how much. And I mean the super PACs too. That is it. I have super PAC. He'll say, I'm not connected with this super PAC. Bullshit. Bullshit. Bernie Sanders, by the way, to some of you folks who like him, won't come out good. I want to see their super PACs and the numbers there too. All right. Let's see here. Term limits for all. Yes, Mike F. I agree 100%. Should AIPAC register with FARA? I'm not sure you're going to like that. You might like this answer. I'm going to say no because I want them gone. I don't want them involved. I don't want any lobbying to our government. Nobody should be all lobby your and I's representatives to do anything we did not want done. That is it. I am done with this. I don't want this bullshit and it's usually Republicans, so I will split with them here. Well, businesses are people. The fuck they are. Our forefathers did not mean for a business, a multi-conglomerate business to come in with insane money that outrules we the people. And I'll part with anybody who says, well, businesses are people. Fuck you. They're not. So I don't think they should register with FARA because I think they should be gone. AIPAC, Pfizer, any lobbying group, gone. I don't want any lobbying. The only people who should be able to lobby are congressmen, should be you and me. That's it. The American people. Individual Americans. So I hope you liked that one. I'll look for your comment. And I know I'm behind, guys. I'll try to catch up. Well, you know me. I value even comments I disagree with. The whole two-party system should be buried. Term limits is the smallest problem. I don't know if the two-party system needs buried, because there are plenty of countries that have multi-party systems, and it actually makes it more chaotic at times and more of a clusterfuck. I just think our two-party system needs a major shakeup and cleanup, and a lot of that is on us. The American people need to, once again, sack up and hold them accountable. But we have people now who go, well, you know, that's the way politics is. Well, you know, politicians, tee-hee, when they lie to you and me. When they do things we don't want them to. When they don't pass the SAVE Act that 80+% of all Americans want. We go, well, you know, politicians. No, we should be, you mother effer. Do the effing job, or that's it, you're gone. In fact, we should have mechanisms to remove them instantly. If I have an employee and I don't believe in that HR stuff, HR is bullshit. I'll say it right now, as an ex-business owner, HR is bullshit. And I never had HR. The HR was me and my business partner. That's it. You should be able to look at an employee. If I had an employee not doing their job or damaging a customer's car, not coming in or doing something, stealing or something, gone. Done. That's the way the people should be. They are our goddamn employees. We should be able to remove them like that. And when it's 80, I believe the last polling on MS now, I'll use them, was like 83% of all Americans want the SAVE Act. And they're not doing it. They should be automatically on record who is voting against this and go, gone. It's fraud. You're there to represent us. You don't do it. That's fraud. Done. Gone. America needs a strong president and one that is not afraid of criticism. That is one of Trump's problems. He's a strong president compared to what we've had in my lifetime, but he does still get that, oh, but I want to be loved. I'm not sure I care about being loved. I would be a nasty. That's why I'd never get into politics. I'd never make it. You got to kiss too many butts. And I can't do butt kissing. Even everybody that knows me knows, be careful what you ask me because I will tell you the truth. Whether it gets me in trouble, you think I'm wrong or right, I don't sugarcoat. All right, but what about Israel? They pressured Trump. Won't even help. Gas is at $5. Yeah, but gas was higher under Biden. But yeah, I agree that Trump shouldn't have done that. It's a mistake. I'm not going to disagree. They pressured him, but they didn't force him. Saying somebody forced and pressured are different things. They pressured him, but I think Trump did, as we discussed on my channel before. I don't want to dig into this too deep. I think Trump had ulterior motives. I think he was going to go into Iran no matter what. He did things before Netanyahu was pressuring him. He was already setting things in motion to do this. The taking of Venezuela, the clearing of the shipping lanes of narco traffickers and pirates, getting the Panama Canal back under our control, not China. Dealing with Iceland, that whole kerfuffle, art of the deal, he got what he wanted out of it. He set us up to be better off than the rest of the world. So it's worth a little pain here, possibly. Once again, if I'm assuming this is what they're doing, a little pain possibly here to put America back at the center. It's damaged the BRICS nations. It's got messed with OPEC, and it has decimated China and Russia. Well, over this, what he's done. And he did it all without a kinetic war with China. That's some pretty good chess moves. I could be wrong, but that is the way I see they did it. It was set up too much. Netanyahu may have pressured, but I think they were going to go anyway. Political purposes, new law, only American citizens vote on bills and laws, 100%. And I'm going to say something else, not naturalized ones either. It should be, I'm going to say not even one generation. It should be 2 generations here until you get to vote or be in our government. Because if you come here, there are people online, you'll find that have immigrated here say they shouldn't ever be allowed because they still have biases from how they're raised in their governments, in their country, and their morals. And their kids are still going to learn from them some of this in America. It should be second generation or third generation. That'd be third, right? No, that'd be second. Because you come here, immigrate, we don't really count you as first. So your kids will be first generation and second generation, maybe. It should be the kids of the people that naturalize here. If you ever were, from another country, fuck that. Nope. And I'm also of the, if you fly a flag, bye-bye. I would have rounded up every one of these little pieces of shit. Flying the Cuban flag over ours, any flag. The Mexican flag, that bastardized half Mexican, half American flag. Fuck off, get out. Viva la Mexico, viva la, enjoy it. You don't viva la Mexico in our country. I think we need to denaturalize a lot of people. Trump didn't start a war, you're deflecting, ignoring the last 40 years. I'm not ignoring it. How did I ignore that? I didn't ignore that at all, dude. I think Trump was going to go into Iran no matter what. Trump has been clear for years on what he thought of Iran. Even before he ran for president, he was clear. Look back. I'm not deflecting nothing. I know about 47 or so years of BS with them. I know about all the deaths they've caused worldwide, all the damage to the world economy, to the fact that they had control of 20% of the world's energy flow. I didn't deflect and ignore that. But I think Trump was going to go into Iran, and I think some of it was, hey, 47 years of bullshit, but also, it's time to damage China and the BRICS nations that are damaging America. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up here, little guys. So I'm going to go through. If I miss some you think are really important, I'll come back. Stop dreaming. They're corrupt as hell and won't give it up. 100%. H.G. Budden. I agree. They're not going to give it up. But we are the ones that have the power still. And we should be voting like we do while we do. So we can remove them still. Vote them the fuck out. But we don't. Look at my home state of Illinois. Retards in my home state keep bitching and bitching about the high tax, highest in the country in total. How we're losing population, losing business, maybe losing the bears, losing this, losing that, getting buried under this, new fee, new tax, illegal gun laws. And then these same jackasses turn around and vote for the same effing people. So H.G. Budden, I'm not sure that's how to say it. They are corrupt and won't give it up, but we should vote it out, but we don't. We just vote for the same shit, expecting a different result. And that's a problem. Politicians always become money controls politics. Yeah, that's why I'm all for removing a lot of it, political purposes. We need Hawley. Gen X Mima. Josh Hawley, he is pretty good. I may not agree with everything, but yeah, and I may not know as much about him as I should, but a lot of what I've seen from him in congressional hearings, and I do watch a lot of those, that's a good way to learn about your government. Well, usually to the bad, but also you'll see what really, some of the stuff's really going on in actual hearings. Not when a congressman's standing up in an empty Congress room, if that camera panned back, you'd see it, and just bitching about stuff. All that is a moment of camera for their constituents for votes. But Josh Hawley, I could go with Josh Hawley. Let's see, it wasn't under Biden. What are you talking about? Evelyn B., what wasn't under Biden? Be a little more specific when you put comments in, because I'm talking, and I try to answer a lot of comments so I don't see them all till I may have moved on. It's around the same price as Obama, stop tripping. Okay, then why is everybody bitching about it? If the gas is about the same price now as it was under Obama, then why are lefties losing their minds? Oh, I forgot, because I hate Trump. So I'm not tripping about it. Are you talking about somebody else? Because I didn't trip about it. I'm clear enough to say it was higher under Biden, and you are right, it is about the same as it was under Obama. It's just lefties didn't see the price of eggs until 24 hours after Trump was in office. All right, Mel Gillingham. Hey, Mel, how you doing tonight? As long as corporate money is allowed to influence, yeah, and that is one where Barack Obama said the right thing. When the courts said that businesses could inject as much as they wanted into our political races and our political systems, Barack Obama said it was bad that the Supreme Court had just sold our elections to these big corporations. So once again, see, Barack Obama was right about that, even though now he says different. Of course he does, because most of the billionaires back the Dems. But yeah, I'm all for removing it. Oh, let's see, America First. He's been saying Obama ran for 30 years. People act like there aren't dozens of interviews. 100%. America First, 100%. That's what I'm saying. 100% he has. So yeah, it is. He's been saying it. And if people didn't pay attention for the last 30 years of him, or during the election, where he openly said in this last election, there's going to be pain when I do tariffs. There's going to be pain with Iran. He said there was going to be some pain, but we had to do it, because if we wait another 10, 20 years, it's going to decimate us when we have to do something, or when our economy collapses because our debts and everything else. At least this has pulled America back and oil companies back to the dollar as the standard currency, not the BRICS dollar, not gold, not buying oil from somebody else, buying it from us. Putting us back in power was a big deal. And when our oil companies get Venezuela fixed again, that'll help us a lot too. It was higher under Biden than it is now in my home state of Illinois. It is higher, yeah, it was higher under Biden. But I'm not gonna say the other person's wrong. It is about the same now as it was under Obama. So lefties just will lefty. Oh my gosh, that's a little decarboxylation. Holy crap, that's a good one. That's like supercalifragilistic. It's the simplest damn thing in the world. If I invite you to my house, I am allowed to determine how you enter it. If you break an effing window, a fucking window, why am I doing that? Fucking window, I'm allowed to be pissed off. 100%. 100%. And if you invite decarboxylation, oh my God, dude. That little gerbil just sprained something on the wheel of my head. You're right, but not only that, if you invite somebody to your house, you have the right to tell them to get the fuck out of your house too. Yeah. And if they come into your house without your permission, in most states you have the right to kick their living behinds. I'm not advocating for violence, YouTube, and saying if somebody breaks into your house, you have the ability to thump them and eject them physically, and in some states do it with hole punchers. So yeah, 100%. All right, Ash Turns just gives me laughies and clowns. Okay, I'll take the clowns. I'm definitely a clown. Got any other comments? Shamelman? Can you imagine a world where nationality don't exist, or at least are like clothes of a person? You'll never have that. That is a pipe dream. People are always gonna have different beliefs, different morals, different thought patterns, and that's the way it is. You're gonna piss up wind thinking that'll ever happen. Even in the world of Star Trek, when they were one world government, there was problems. People are always gonna have some type of different morals or thoughts. I'll say it, people in some nations like India and other countries do not value life the way we do. Look at how they drive. They're insane. They also have the biggest scammers. They don't give a shit about stealing money. People who have come over here do not value life or women the way we do. How are you going to change them? Especially what's ingrained in them is what they still believe. You can piss up wind on that one. We're going to go in a minute to the right side here, guys. I'm not golf. I'm giving you guys a minute to talk. So yeah. Oh, no problem, Lee. Hey, feel free to nail me, Lee, though, because like Jay Watterson has no problem. And I always tell you guys, feel free to disagree. No, I mean, whether you know it or not, whether Jay Watterson knows or not, I don't want to give him a big head. I don't agree with probably 40% of what he says, but I don't agree with like 60% what I say. But there are times he's posted stuff, including Nick Fuentes. Well, I had to go look at Nick Fuentes. I actually like Nick Fuentes now. So I do listen. I may never agree with you on some stuff, but I do try to engage and look things up. All right, decarb. I'm going to stick with decarb, but no politicians supporting the Iran war should keep their seat. I am kind of with that, but I would also say any war. I'm done. Some of you may not know. I don't want us involved in Ukraine. Let Europe clean up the shit in their own backyard. You pick your own dog shit up. That's in your backyard. You do it. What's in our backyard? Canada, Mexico. Mexico should be U.S. territory right now. Yep, it should. Mexico is a corrupt piece of shit country who gets many Americans killed yearly. Done. I'm done with it. I'm done. Canada, Mexico, you can even say parts of Central and South America. That's in our area. Cuba, I don't give a shit about the rest of the world. I'm sorry. United Nations, I want out. NATO, I want out. I'm done. Lobbying should be illegal, 100%. Nobody should lobby our representatives except you and me. Ash Turns, you mean the Native Americans? What Native Americans? I'm a Native American. My family fought and bled for this country. My family's in history books, has museums and counties named after it from the Civil War. And we were here before that. We weren't here maybe as long as some families, but I'm pretty sure I'm a Native American. By the way, the Native Americans, people like to call Native Americans, weren't Native American. How many generations is it until you're a Native American? The Native Americans came across the land bridge when it was there. They weren't always here. So I always ask a lot of people who say that stuff, where is the line? How many generations? There are people who've been here generations longer than my family by far. There are some that came over, like we're talking Mayflower or before, Viking stuff and things. What is that cutoff? People never want to discuss that, especially lefties. What's that cutoff where I get to say I'm a Native American? Pretty much, I'm of the mind, if your family's been here for let's say four generations or three, you're Native American. Yeah. Your father was born here. You're born here. Native American. Your mother, too. Don't go there. I agree Native Americans should be able to vote. We are Native Americans. Native Americans can vote in our elections. What are you talking? If that's what you're... Dude, Native Americans, the Cherokee peoples can vote in our elections. Yeah. Exactly, Lee. All right, Trump is eliminating the crooked CIA from oil business in Iran, etc. Get a clue. TDS tards. I'm not a TDS tard. Are you? Hopefully you're not talking to me, Censored Sergeant. I'm sure you're talking to somebody else. If not, Censored Sergeant, put in, I'll catch up, maybe, and we'll get to it. And we'll discuss it then. But I'm not TDS. I mean, come back, look at my streams. All right. KU Mars Mob Vassar. Okay. You talk La La Land, very funny, your explanation. Okay. You comment, bad, funny, neato. Thanks much. Thank you for talking Yoda to me. Census Sergeant in Florida, you can punch their ticket. Supposedly in Illinois you can. We have insane for an insanely leftist, well, it's not really that leftist. It's controlled by lefties, but it's not a very leftist state. We have castle doctrine. But be careful because Illinois likes to prosecute people for actually standing up for their rights. So technically we can punch their ticket here, which is actually crazy because Iowa does not have castle doctrine. Yet they're much, 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 much better on the Second Amendment and are much, 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 much less likely to prosecute you if you do punch holes in somebody for breaking into your house. All right. We went to Iran and killed their babies. They slapped us, right? No, and we didn't kill their babies. We've been really good about aiming at military targets. In a war, there are always things that happen. How many babies have they killed? Are we about to see a free Palestine from you? How many babies have Iran killed of American families, fathers, mothers, babies, families? How about our allies? How about other nations? So I'm just saying, 47 years of their terrorism. All right. Sorry, catching up here. Ex-Sergeant. Well, United States Air Force. Well, damn. Thank you, Censored Sergeant, for your... I don't want to say... Sometimes I feel dumb saying thanks for your service, but I don't know what else to say. Except, damn fine job, sir. Thank you very much. All right, Mel, that's a one-world government thing. If you think American government is bad, you sure won't like that one. Yeah. Oh, I love Star Trek, but I'll admit right out, it's not that socialist. People think it's so socialist. They still had credits and currencies in Star Trek. They still had separations. They had a world government, but the countries were still pretty separate and got to do stuff. They just agreed to try to work together in certain things. Ukraine is a CIA money laundering operation. 100%. That's why I don't want us involved there either. This guy's ridiculous. Thank you. Dude. Mud Butters. I feel the love, man. Thank you. You know, it's really nice when somebody comes in and looks at me and sees me for what I am. Ridiculous. I am very ridiculous. Ask my wife. Come on. I mean, come on, man. I'm sitting on my deck, yammering about this. If I look up in the air sideways without my hat on, I look like a lawn dart. Come on. I'm very ridiculous. Dude, I should probably go for Halloween as Toucan Sam. Put the stripes on this thing. I am very ridiculous. I agree with you, never been to Mexico. Mark Travis, I'm not sure if Yoda speak was the way you were trying to get that. I agree with you, never been to Mexico. Okay. I've been to Mexico. I got friends who've been to Mexico a lot more than I have. And you should only fly into the resorts. The resorts over there are protected by men with automatic weapons. When they take you out of the resort, you are protected and only going certain places have been cleared. You don't just wander free. Even though some of the cartels own the resorts now, and if anybody goes after those resort towns, oh shit, they will disappear them because they want their money. The cartels have their money in a lot of stuff. Do you want the Mexicans to become U.S. citizens? Gray Lantern, not for a long time. Nope, not for a long time. I would say make it a U.S. territory for at least 100 years. And then we split it up and see how they act in 100 years, split it up, and if we have a litmus test and they pass it, we will make them different states of the United States then. Maybe 150 years, but not right away. Not right away. But I am tired of the drain on our country. At the very least, I would stop all remittances, go back to Mexico today. You don't come here illegally, even legally, and get to send money home. Nope, nope. You're robbing from our country. Trump is head of a military sting operation to save America. I agree. Once again, I think, and you guys can disagree, but I think he's doing this for a reason. He didn't stumble into doing these other things before I ran. Mark Travis, you were born in Detroit. Dude, Detroit used to be epic. I did urban exploring there about 5-6 years ago with a friend up there. He's from Ypsilanti. And we did urban exploring up there multiple times. That's my old channel, Exploring with CF. You can actually look it up. Which is weird because that channel is growing. I haven't posted a video. I have 30 different locations still in my drive I should edit and put up. But that channel suddenly started growing. Weird as crap. Well, you're comparing different beliefs and behaviors of different nationalities. Same answers to solve this behavior is open to mind of a person in the world. Not all Indians are... I didn't say all drive bad in the UK. What are you talking about the UK? I said India. And I'm sorry, I don't care. I don't think a lot of the people that have immigrated to India, Biden moment number one, have immigrated to UK should be there. Because too many immigrants going to the UK, going to America, fly their flags, want their way, want their laws, want their enclaves, want the government to bow to them, change that country for them. Nope. The people of a country that are traditionally there should be allowed. Who is in, they want in, and who they don't. And it's weird how we never have this conversation about the brown countries. Nobody ever says, we got to whiten up Africa. The Congo needs more white people. Just saying. It's only the white countries that supposedly have to bend over backwards and, get fricked for it. Just saying. Of course, nobody, who wants to go to the brown countries? Yep, I said it. Wow, a lot of debilitated messages. Damn, I love you guys coming in. And thank you very much to my mods. Woo! If you thought the mod was wrong, rephrase your comment and put it in, and we'll see what happens. Welcome home or want a beer is usually better than thank you for your service. There you go. There you go, D-Carb. That's a good way. Thank you. You're right. 100%. That's a great way. Thank you. I will try to use that more. That is a good one. W mods, yeah. Which is, you are one, political purposes. I think you're pretty based. Funny is a necessity these days. Mel, I agree. I agree. But anybody, if you want to go back to my other channels, I don't think you can find Tough Topics, because that got yeeted. My old Potato News Network, I think you can find a few of the videos, but YouTube yeeted me. But Exploring with CF, and I have a couple other little channels, but you can go back and look. I am me across all things. I'm just me. So yeah, my wife lives with this. Yeah. All right, Jay Watterson, buddy. Not sure if this is still the number, but at one time, tribes would require 1/16 Native American blood to qualify for a portion of casino revenue. Yeah, dude, my mother actually had I don't know how much, had some Cherokee in her. I've always wondered, maybe I should get my DNA done. Hand my DNA over to the government and get that done. And get me some of that sweet, sweet casino money. Like, Jesse Waters did, found out he's got a little, was African-American in him or something, so he goes, my fellow, stuff like that. Stick 4K, how do you feel about corporate welfare? I don't like it. I didn't like it under, what was it George Bush Jr.? This company's too big to fail. No, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Once again, I may not be able to be a politician because maybe I can't look at the bigger picture, and maybe I would if I was there, but I wouldn't say it's either black or white type person. I can see some grays, but there are no gray Jedis. Jesus, do not throw that at me. That's so retarded. I'm pretty black and white, but I can see a little grays at time, but I don't like corporate welfare at all. I will totally disagree with Republicans on that. I hate when this business is too big to fail. Nope, they fucked up. Bye-bye. Restructure or go away. Guys, the wait time's probably 15 to 20 minutes. I'm sorry. Anybody that's new here, I'm sorry, but even if you don't agree with me, I really value, and I'm gonna skip up in a second. I'm gonna look for a couple more. We're gonna skip up, and we already did the left. Now we're gonna go to the right, where I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna get in trouble on this. Thanks, political purposes. I actually needed that to see how far I was behind. All right, Lord Christ, they want a better life. You too. I don't care. Yeah, they want a better life. Fine. But guess what? I want a better life for Americans. I don't give a shit. I look at my fellow Americans over anybody else in the world. Until we have every single damn American, veteran, child, man, woman taken care of, we should not bring a single fucking person in here. I'm sorry, not to get shitty with you. I feel strongly about this. Why in the name of Zeus's butthole are we bringing in people to feed, clothe, house, and let disrespect our country when we have veterans that need help? When we have children that do not have everything? When we have families that are struggling? How dare we bring in other people to take care of them before ours are? And by the way, that is biblical. I love it, lefties. Well, that ain't very godlike of you. Bullshit. Go look it up. It says in there, respect the borders, obey the laws. Bullshit. Very. And charity starts at home. So until we get our home cleaned, also, a man should not worry about another person's house. I'm paraphrasing, until his own house is clean. Must have his own house clean before he can worry about other people's. We ain't got ours done. I don't give a shit about other people in other countries until ours are cared for. Just saying. Our people worked for this. We shouldn't give it away while we have our own wanting. Kicking them won't change things. You need to go after those who let them in. I agree with that, though. You're right on that part. You're right on that part, but I don't care. I'm not mad or hate most of the people come here. I will hate some of them. Flying their flags. Viva this. You owe me. Give us this. We should be able to have our Sharia law. We should be able to have our enclaves. We should be able to steal from you like most Somali pirates do. We should be able to just screw your country over. And how dare you talk about denaturalizing us? Bye-bye. They call me Chevy. Ooh, nice one. I have a LS1 car and an LS3 truck. I like this guy? Well, thank you. Even if you dislike me, thank you. But thank you. They call me Chevy. That name I can say. Lord Christ, kicking the dog is fun. It is. Well, I don't know. My dogs don't like it. They're staring at me through the glass. Don't like that saying, but no, you know what I mean. I think we need to kick the dog more, for use your saying. It's a saying, YouTube. Americans don't hold enough of the right people responsible for things. All right, Hiramoto, y'all complained about Hunter Biden so much, yet Trump is literally giving government defense contracts to kids. Kids, FFS. I don't really see that's true. I looked that stuff up, and he's not. But where were you when Joe Biden's niece, 12-year-old niece, was getting checks from Ukraine and Russia? Just asking. All right. And as for his kids, if they have a legitimate business, we'll look into it. But I looked at that and I never found any factual evidence of that. Grifter and chief. Okay. But you're a lefty, honestly, but hey, your comments are actually well stated and they're not violating TOS. So welcome and feel free to post more. All right. I'm going to skip here, guys. I got to catch up. Well, Hero, who's the top of tech game? Kids, young people, and the crackhead Biden deserve to be 100%. All right. Even heaven has walls and gates. Yes. And it's amazing. I'm going to skip up, guys. I have to catch up on the chat because we got to move on to the right. But yes, you're right. You're correct. Yes. I love how most of the people, especially the higher ups that espouse bringing the illegals in, live in gated neighborhoods, gated communities, have walls around their houses, have guards, locks on their doors. Even a lot of the lefties out there that are average Joes, maybe live in a tiny house like I do, they don't practice what they preach. They are fine with your money. and other people's money, other people's housing, other people are footing the bill. But when it comes to them, will they open their doors? No. Will they want to donate their money? No. That's a problem. All right, so let's move on, guys. Political purposes, you say you'd be back. Okay, no problem, man. No, I'm going to be here for at least 20 minutes, at least. All right, well, let's move on to the right. We already talked about how the left is fracturing, political realigning, and I think the deep state loves it if they're not pushing it. Now, on the right, we are seeing a major fracturing. We got, well, I don't know how major. There's bigger fracturing seems to be behind the political, because Tucker Carlson, MTG, and these others saying they're going to start another party to stop Trump, which is retarded because Trump is out in 2 years or so. So they don't, what they may be doing is just being a spoiler also. Some people say it's a realignment on purpose to damage Democrats. They're going to be a little more moderate and draw people from the Democrat Party. Maybe. But I don't know. It just seems too pat once again that when finally Republicans get enough power, they're not really doing enough, but they've stemmed the insanity from the right has got enough power to stem that was Biden moment number 2, by the way. They've stemmed the bleeding of this country from leftism for a little bit, at least slowed it. And it's fun, and the deep state has taken huge damage under Trump. I may not be happy with everything he's done. You may not. You lefties really aren't. But you gotta look at what Trump has done. He has gone after the establishment. Act Blue is a bigger deal than most people know. Why do you think you aren't seeing pallets of bricks show up? Truckloads of riot gear and masks and printed signs and all the buses bringing people in. We haven't seen as big of riots because the money is not there. It isn't there. Oh, there go at least 8 of my 15 viewers. D-Day Cobra's going live, who I have a love-hate relationship. He's had a Tim Pool hard-on for a long time. It's gotten a little crazy where even some of his chat's starting to go, dude, fuck off. We're not here to hear you whine about Tim Pool every second. Which I'm about to do. But now we're going to move on to the right with, like I said, Tucker Carlson, and this third party is actually a fourth party. The DSA is the third party. And they beat Tucker Carlson to making a third party. So Tucker's party, I don't know what you call them, the Mother Tuckers. The Mother Tuckers. That's what I'm going to call them out, the Mother Tucker party. They are what I call spoilers. They're just as bad as Candace Owens. Candace Owens has come in. She's never been a righty, folks. Neither has Tucker. Go look at his history. Tucker goes where the winds go. Candace goes where the winds go. But they are born and dyed in the wool lefties. They are wolves in sheep's clothing who wander where the clicks and the money are. And where they feel, well, here's where the power's going. And it's where I got to give, actually, Bill Maher a little credit. He does that too. But right now, he is actually standing up against a lot of people that really like him and saying, this shit's stupid. So he's a grifter too, but not at the same level. Yes, 100% Mill Gillingham. He shut off the USAID faucet. Act Blue, USAID. Sorry, I meant to say USAID. Thank you, Mel. But yeah, USAID was the big one. God dang, USAID. Biden moment number 3, 4, and 5 right there. Jeez. The hamster sprained something there on the wheel. Sorry. But yeah, we don't see all that funneled money. The Democrats are hurting. Why do you think they had to step up their fraud with their Somalis working for them? Once again, billions and billions are missing in just Minnesota alone, and we can only trace hundreds of millions. Yeah, Democrats. The rest of that, if you really track it, Democrats got it. So let's talk. Okay, so I don't think Tucker, the Mother Tucker party, is really going to do a lot of damage to the right. At the point, I could change my mind. I think they may be some problem, but I don't think they're going to be as big a problem for the right as the DSA is for the left. And I'm waiting in the comments. You tell. Here's what I want you to put in the chat, and I'll look for it. Do you think, if you think the DSA is a bigger problem for the Democrats, put DSA. If you think the Mother Tuckers are a bigger problem for the Republicans, instead put Mother Tucker. have just put Tucker. Or put, put Tucker or something. I don't know. I think the DSA is a bigger problem for the Democrats. They don't need this, and they are going to be decimated. Now we're going to move on. Okay, I see DSA. Woody, hey, how you going? Thank you. The anagrams aren't ringing a bell. Well, I don't know what else to do, man. Eric, USAID update was over 80 billion in fraud. And that's what we know of. I'm going to bet it's a lot more. I'm going to bet it's a lot more. I mean, we know of billions and billions in just a couple states with the Somalis. Imagine how much money you and I have been getting taken for all these years. Nick Shirley, by the way, Nick Shirley is a friggin' hero. Uh-oh. Oh, my wife just got home. Hang on, I'm gonna let my dogs out to attack her. It's got to get crazy. I'll be right back, guys. Keep putting them, DSA versus Tucker or whatever in there. Whichever's gonna be the worst. You might still be able to hear me with these Bluetooth. Go get it. Get him, everybody. Sorry, my wife just got inundated by about 250 pounds of dogs. 80 billion, okay. They call me Chevy. The right rejects Tucker 100 times more than the left rejects DSA. 100%. Thank you. And that's where I stand. I think that the Mother Tuckers, whatever that party is going to be, is not going to damage Republicans or MAGA as much as DSA is decimating the Democrats. And it's going to help the Republicans. Even with Trump's war that is not going well, guys. I'm not going to lie. Of course, I think he's doing it for an ulterior purpose, but I still don't think it looks good to a lot of people that aren't paying attention on what's going on. I just think the DSA is definitely going to be worse for them. I think it's going to draw so much, because when a DSA candidate wins a primary or so many small elections, then it comes to the big elections, the actual election, not the primaries and stuff. There are tons of leftists now admitting they may vote for a Republican over a DSA person. So the Democrats are shitting themselves, because every place a Democrat loses a primary to a DSA candidate, it amps up the chance that in the actual election, Republicans are going to take it. So they are shitting with so many people identifying as DSA, where the DSA looks at Democrats, go, fuck you, we don't like you anymore, and Republicans, we don't want to work with you, we don't want to be in your big tent. Democrats, that starfish is past pucker factor 9. So I totally agree. Jay Waters and Jax, use your claws. Jax is actually followed my wife back in and following, because they all, hey, mommy's home and we can beg some more food, because we'll just say that daddy never gave us any food. I've had kids and furballs, and let me tell you, they're all the same. Ask your dad. No, he said I could do that. Further reminder, 6:23, my brain is on autopilot right now. Time for dinner. Oh, okay. Ooh, bacon wrapped beef strips. Damn it. That sounds good. Dude, don't do that. I got out of the gym. I only had a snack before I came on here. By the way, guys, I'll ask one more time again, and we'll go back. We'll keep on this. We're not going over right now. We're going to do this for a little more on the right, and then I'm about to get myself in trouble. Trust me, I am. In fact, if Jay Waterson's still here, he's going to be like, oh, you mother heifer, any second. Then we're going to talk a little bit about Masters Universe. I finally got a chance to see fully through. All right, so, yeah, that's my channel. Weird shit. Commies funded, party funded, no king, spewed by absolute moron. 100%. Yep, the no king stuff was stupid. They had no kings protests in Canada and the UK, but they couldn't call it no kings because they have a king. Bunch of retards. Jay Waterson, the Tucker faction will have a huge impact nationally in the 28 primary. But I think the DSA are going to have a bigger one. I still think the DSA is going to have a bigger one, because you already got Democrats admitting, if it comes down between a Republican and a DSA candidate, that a lot of Democrats are going to go Republican. That's bad. That is an insanely huge fracture. Not just voting for, because they don't even have a Democrat to vote for, because these DSA people are winning in a lot of places. All right, so here we go. Here's where I'm going to get in trouble. Alex Jones versus Tim Pool. As you guys know, Alex Jones is coming out going, I want to fist fight Tim Pool. He's an Israel shill. He lied about his meeting with Netanyahu. No, he did not. And I watched a video. This is also, by the way, E2 Salty. I love Salty Cracker. I've watched Salty Cracker since, I shit you not, he had 60 subscribers. That is it. Some new dude I ran into. Who is this nutbag? I like this nutbag. Salty Cracker has now come out and he's pretty much gone the Candace, Alex Jones thing. He's going off on Tim Pool without knowing what he's fucking talking about. And I expect better from Salty. I know he's crazy, but he usually does better than this. He's out there bitching, well, Tim Pool shouldn't have met with these world leaders. Bullshit. A lot of people from both sides, if you get a chance to meet with any world leader, some history maker, you definitely would. And Tim did not hide it. He walked out of that meeting and tweeted right away. I did a little video clip. I can't remember which, but I remember seeing it. When he did it, so did many others, said right away, hey, I just had a meeting with Netanyahu in the White House. Talk about it tomorrow on IRL. And they went through it. You can go back to that version of IRL. It's still up. He laid out exactly where he agreed, disagreed with him, what he was trying to do. He openly said they were trying to get social media people on his side, which Tim has never really been on their side. He has gone after Israel and us being involved in Israel many times. In fact, maybe pretty close to where I've been. I don't want to be involved in Israel. I don't give a shit about Israel. Let Israel and Palestine hammer their own shit. I think everybody should stay out of it. I don't want the United Nations, anybody. If one side is winning and about to slaughter the other, let it happen. Fuck off. Let that damn war end. Because everybody gets their finger in there. Stop, stop, stop. We're having a never-ending goddamn war. That's not how wars work. Wars end when one side beats the other one into submission or makes them disappear. But the world getting involved, America, UN, whoever, I don't care. It's Papa fucking Smurf. Stay out of it. Let it end. That's it. But Tim Pool was totally honest about this. And I will say this, to the credit of a lot of Salty's viewers on that video, there were more than half openly saying Tim Pool didn't hide shit. He didn't hide shit. Dude, do better. Look this up. Read it. No, Salty. He tweeted and posted a video right as he walked out of that meeting. That is crazy. He talked about it on IRL at least twice after that meeting. So he hid shit, and Salty was like, he didn't tell anybody about this, or he hid this. No, he did not. Alex Jones is trying to get back in the fold. Alex Jones got the call, if you want to call it that. But now Alex Jones has gone full Candace. He has. He's trying to get back in the fold, or somebody said, hey, you better do this or else. Hey, maybe you get your $1 billion back. But Alex Jones has gone nuts. And him going after Tim Pool, I will agree with Mr. Pool on Alex is a piece of shit. He has stood up for Alex Jones so many times. Alex Jones, by the way, Salty didn't even realize that Alex Jones had an absolute breakdown on IRL this last time. An absolute fucking breakdown. Go look it up. He was mental. He was blitzo drunk and actually had almost a stroke. They were scared shitless. He had to leave. He's had a lot of problems lately. And then suddenly he flips on Pool and starts going after him, wants to fist fight him. I mean, I've been an off and on supporter of Alex Jones, different levels. From a low, about a 2 out of 10 to an 8 out of 10. I'd have never hit 9, 8 out of 10. But now, Jesus Christ, he's flipped on everything he stood for years. And then he whines, oh, my viewership is down. Yeah, when you tell your viewership, this is who I am, you sell them on these people, this way of doing things, this is who's right. He called Candace a liar about all this stuff, and then suddenly, poof, the other way, 180. But going after somebody like Pool, and it's not just Pool, but he's just the most prominent one he's going after, who's helped support him, and he espoused we're right in the way to do things, it's a little bit nutty. And Salty, do fucking better. And I wasn't the only one saying that. I made a comment. If you know my real name, go look for my comment. There are many in there saying the same thing, Salty. You might want to go look it up. Alex was whacked out of his goddamn mind, and Poole didn't even talk bad about him then. He never did. So it's just this pulling, it's the Jews. My God, there's a Jew under every rock. I stubbed my toe. It's the Jews. My car tires weren't funny. It's the Jews. Oh my God. Either this planet is 7 billion out of 8 billion Jews, or people are retarded lately. Coming out of this, I'll try to chat. If I'm missing you guys in the chat, please put it back in. I'll try once but give me another couple minutes to go through this. But I'm gonna stick with this for right now. But Alex Jones doing this is insane, and it's very disingenuous. And I think either he's just mentally broke or got a call. Do you want back in the fold, Alex? Or he's just doing it because he knows where the clicks are. Maybe he's like, screw my morals, screw what I've always said I believe in. Boom. Let's go full Candace. You know, just like a couple other channels I mentioned, you know, Wolves in Finance and Heavy Duty Country. Channels, if you look back at them, they were never this type of channel. And then suddenly they saw the sweet, sweet clicks. By the way, but Israel keeps everybody down. Oh, Israel never does anybody talk. Then why are the channels that talk about Israel doing good? Shut up. That is so retarded. Especially Candace. Israel takes everybody down, but I am doing epic and everybody promotes me. Well, that seems kind of like not happening. And if they were going to take Charlie Kirk out, then at this point, why wouldn't they just take out Candace? Oh, I know, because Candace is ultra mega ninja. Shut up. I know, but no, this crap with Tim Pool, Alex Jones is way wrong, and I'm sorry. Salty Cracker, do better. Go look at the video he did. Go look at the comments. Yeah, you got all the, it's the Jews and AIPAC comments. But then you got a lot of people going, dude, you're wrong. Tim was open about this from day one. He's been an Alex Jones supporter, even through some of Alex's insanity, screeching, screaming, saying crazy shit, having a total breakdown on his stream, drunk as living hell, and had a type of stroke or heart attack, and Tim never said a bad word. So this is insane. Just goofy. All right, so guys, but that's just what I had to say about that, and I do expect better from Salty, because as crazy as he is, he's usually, I don't know if based is the right word, but more correct more often. He doesn't normally spout off, which is part of the problem with the fracture, guys. You got Alex Jones 180ing everything he said. You got others doing that. Well, Tucker, I'm not going to say that because Tucker's never been a right-leaning person. He is as left as Candace, if you look at their history. But Salty doing this, it seems goofy. It seems not as goofy as Alex Jones, but pretty goofy. So yeah. I'd want Ottawa Kenobi, very nice. So much controversy. There's a lot. Oh, political purpose, it comes right back in after my rant. Dude, you're horrendous. That's timing, dude. You missed everything. All right, everybody, nothing to see here. No, I was just going off about how this whole, I won't replay it much. You can scan back a couple minutes, but the whole Alex Jones going knucking futs, going after Tim Pool, everything is the Jews. He suddenly go full Candace, just like Tucker has gone full Candace since, you know, he got in bed with a lot of the Islamists overseas there. And Salty Cracker, unfortunately, seemed to do the same thing today in the video. So feel free to go back and look at that. But I expect better. Yes, I really do expect better from Salty. Alex Jones, well, I'm disappointed, but I don't know if I expected better. So that's what it is. Exactly, Lee. Political purposes came back right at the right time, didn't he? Too bad you can't just hit delete on like the last 3 minutes. Poof, and he'd be like, oh, you mother. But yeah, feel free to look back. I can't go over it all again. But guys, do me a favor also. If you haven't, please hit thumbs up. But let me know what you think. Have any of you in here seen the Salty Cracker video from today? Talking about, oh, Tim Pool did bad. And he pretty much did. Tim Pool hit his meeting, Netanyahu. And he's like, Salty was saying not only should no social media person meet with Netanyahu, but any world leader? That's retarded. If I got a chance to meet with a world leader, whether I agree with him or not, to get to be able to talk to a world leader, a newsmaker, a history maker, good or bad. That's like retards in sports teams. I won't go to the White House because it's Trump. You're an idiot. Agree or disagree. You don't be a lefty. Lefties are like that. I don't agree, so I will never talk to this person. Oh my God, I will get rid of my family. I won't go to Thanksgiving. That's a lefty thing. So us in the center and the right cannot be like that. So saying that, oh, I wouldn't go talk to Netanyahu. I wouldn't go talk to this world leader. This world leader. You shouldn't talk to any world leaders. That is so bad. That's a bad idea. Mel Gillingham, it's a conspiracy. Hey, it gives political purposes. Yeah, it is weird. Hey, you know what? I think political purpose may be working for Israel. He left during my whole kerfuffle about talk about this, and he comes in right at the right time. Hey, Saga, what's up, man? How you doing, my friend GTR? Sorry, man. Evangelist Saga, I know I can never get GTR out of my name, out of my mind, ever again. Biden moment number 6, if you're keeping track. All right, and by the way, thank you again to my mods. To those of you guys getting timed out by my mods, try to post stuff that is not just insane or against TOS, and my mods, who are very good, will not time you out. Don't just come in and say absolutely stupid shit. That's my job. That's my job here. It's my channel. I get to say the stupid shit. You can say mildly stupid shit, and my mods will be all happy to let you post it. But when you say just plainly stupid shit or against TOS, they will stomp you. So thank you very much to my mods. But no, that's what I had to say about it. And if anybody's seen, I was hoping somebody in here had seen the Salty Cracker video and could tell me what you saw from Salty Cracker's video. But I will say there's a lot of commenters in there on his own followers, which I am one, going, dude, you are way off on this. Dude, no, he didn't hide this. The people are going, dude, I watched Tim talk about it. He talked about it openly. In fact, he talked about it for weeks. And it's not a good look. And it's just weird that Salty is now doing the same flip-flop or switch-o, because I don't see him doing this a year ago. And I know it's suddenly in vogue. I do like Tim Pool. I'm not going to lie. I think Tim Pool is a net good. Do I agree with everything he says? Oh, no. There's times my wife sometimes be going, dude, why do you watch him if they're angry at him? I think he has good conversations. I think he's more right than he is wrong. But yeah, I will get nasty. A lot of times I watch with my headphones on, because she's so into this stuff. She'll watch IRL once in a while, some of this other stuff. But there's times I'm just going, you effing idiot, Tim. But yeah, it's crazy that now Salty is jumping on this, well, get Tim Pool, get the Jews bandwagon. And it seems to be, I don't know if anybody's hurting for clicks. I don't know what it is, but it's weird, this fracturing. And I did not expect to have a notification today where Salty Cracker is going, I support Alex Jones on this. So pretty much he's going full Candace. But Tim did not hide this. I don't care if you don't like Tim for other reasons. I don't care the part where he says he shouldn't have met with Netanyahu. I'll even give you that. But acting like Tim Pool hid this is insane. He did not. And he was walking out of that meetup. He mentioned it on his social media. So it's crazy. All right, so let me go here back. Rebexy, what's up, my UK cracker? Even though that's where SOG is, but just different part of UK. I have an itchy timeout finger. Well, you know, I try to let the lefties, I don't want to I want people I disagree with here a lot too. But, yeah, if they get nasty, put them in the box. Boy, I'll tell you what, it's been weird not having Asmund Gold on for a while. He spouts a lot. Jeez Louise. Sorry, being outside does have its downfalls, guys. About this time of night, the buggies start going, hey. It's because he sees where the money is at. That's nothing else to it. I know, Kay. And the funny thing is, I don't think Salty needs it. Salty's views, I watch a lot of his restreams. I watch, like I said, I've been a subscriber of his since I ran into his channel when he had 60 subscribers. And he's done an amazing job. But yeah, it's disappointing though. And I hope to God, I think Jay Watterson will do this, but he also will caveat it with, yeah, it's kind of because this guy's a retard or just dumb. But I hope I don't do that. I hope I don't go, what's in today? I will go back on everything I've said. Usually if I go back on something I said, I go, well, I learned something. I thought Nick Fuentes was just a total piece of shit until Jay Watterson. Go watch Nick Fuentes. So I really did. And I got away. I fell into the stupidness of watching clips, listening to what some people were posting. Go watch Nick Fuentes. I don't agree with everything, but damn, the guy makes some good sense. So yeah. Okay, yeah, it's disappointing though. I didn't have that on my bingo card to see Salty kind of do this. Alex Jones, yeah. Tucker, yeah. Candace, oh yeah, I was calling that before she did it. I mean, and that was also due to some of you guys going, when I was actually thinking Candace was decent, some of you guys are going, you might want to look into her. In fact, I think some of you guys here posted, look how Candace got started on the internet and look at her past. So, yeah. So I hope I don't go for the sweet, sweet clicks, especially on my tiny channel. So I don't think you have to worry about that. But I really hope I never do that. And you're right, Kay, but it's just disappointing. It's disappointing. All right, Jay Watterson, uh-oh. Wait till Lions Den finds out that Jax found the computer, signed into YouTube, and gave Salty's latest video a thumbs up and hyped it. He would do that. He would do that, too. He would do that just to vex me. And he'd do it from... Actually, the funny thing is, I gave Salty's video a thumbs up. Because I still think... man. And I maybe shouldn't have. Because I still like him. And one video that I think was absolutely disingenuous or uneducated or just stupid, a stupid stance. I'm not going to say I haven't disagreed with him in other times, a few times, but this was just not at his standard. So maybe I shouldn't have thumbs up it. Actually, did I? Or did I just comment? You can find, if those of you who know my real name can go find my comment on there. You know, my real name is all over. Everybody knows it. It's Kylie Lyons, so whatever. It's on half my channels. Hell, it's under my bio on Exploring a CF. It's on my channel I had for a little short time about my actual lung problem called CF. It's on tough topics in the day. I mean, whatever. My name is out there. Like I'm hiding anything. But yeah, Jay Waters, I wouldn't doubt it. All right, Urbex, I know I'm getting behind, guys, but once again, you know me. You put a comment up, I try to answer them. I think people are making people offers to buy their opinions. See, I don't know if Salty needs that money, though. I wonder if it's just the clicks, or that would be the money like Kay was talking about, because you get them views, because that's the in thing right now. Usually Salty has been one of those guys I've always thought of, maybe wrongly, as a guy who did his thing, stuck with the stuff he really talked about, believed in, cared about, and not would swing wild like this. For me, it's a big swing and a miss for him, which is kind of a rare, huge whiff. People are making offers to buy their opinion. Nobody with less than a smooth cranium would give Candace time of day. Yeah. And I'll say right now, do I think Andrew Wilson did his best at the Candace debate? No. But do I think he totally pwned Candace, to go a little 90s gamer wording there? Pwned. Attack of the Show, if you ever watch that. Yes, I think he totally pwned her, 100%. Candace, if you really look at the facts, she pretty much admitted she's been lying to her viewers forever. She had nothing. She had zero. And Andrew made a big mistake asking to see her phone when he should have been paying attention to her earpiece, which he had too, but they could change channels in that. Some people are already commenting about that. Change channel in there and give her different stuff, because there's times she froze up and you could see she was looking sideways to the people off the camera because she wasn't getting something through her earpiece. My supposition and a lot of others going, yeah, Andrew and PBD may have had this earpiece too, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't mean they can't get a different feed and different channels. That's easy. I can have 2 cell phones hooked to these earbuds at once. So she may be getting a different feed, because she froze a bunch of times. We're looking at them and she was stalling on stuff. But I don't think it was his best performance. Which, under the circumstances, her setup, her earpieces, her studio, her everything was set by her, which I wouldn't have done. But yeah, Candace is nuts, and I don't like people going that way. And I find it disappointing that somebody like Salty Cracker has. I'm not trying to attack the guy, but it's just a fact. Ever since Tim was allowed at the White House press conference, that I've noticed professional angst towards him, 100%. And I think some of that's because the professional crowd is mad that him as a big social media person got in there. They don't like that. They like to keep that for them legacy, their legacy asses. They're the ones that lied to us too much. You may not like Tim, but I'm going to say Tim lies to us. Tim lies to us less than, I'd say, ABC, NBC, and CBS. Tim will lie to you less than a year. You may not agree with him. I think he will lie less to you in a year than ABC will lie to you in a day. They lie ad nauseum, and they're mad. Yeah, you're right. I think it's the legacy people, and people are jealous. I think there's some social media people that are jealous that Tim Pool is as big as he is. I know that's people, oh my God, you are such a Tim Pool shill. I go off on Tim all the time. I will say there's a certain other stream starting right now who does have a bit of a Tim Pool obsession. In fact, I had to turn off their stream a couple times lately. And there's people in this person's chat going, dude, fuck off with the Tim Pool stuff. Stop it. We're here for other stuff. We don't come here to listen to you just bitch and whine and make up stuff about Tim Pool. So, and unfortunately, I'm one of those people who followed that channel a long time. And I'm looking at their streams going, oh, here we go again. But yeah, Mel, I think you're right. I really think you're right with that. There's been a lot against him since then. And I think they're using Tim right now because Tim doesn't back down as much. I know, shilling. Tim doesn't back down as much as other people do. Whether you agree with him or not, he kind of sticks with a lot of what he says. Right or wrong. Okay, they all the same, just following where they can find the money. I know, but Kay, once again, it sucks. There's got to be other people in here that are kind of fans of Salties or hella fans of Salties going, yeah, but it's disappointing. And if Tim Pool did that too, even though I know he's got some more clickbaity, titles and thumbnails like the stuff. I swear I'm about to make all my thumbnails just like my mobile ones. Just my channel logo with that surround, I swear. Just so. Even when I have AI help make a thumbnail and it's like, that's a little clickbaity, but okay. They might not need it, but greed, yeah, okay. If you want to come in here, make sense, fine. Bring us all down with sense and facts, okay? Maybe that's my own failing for expecting more. I get it. I do. Skywalking. Close to a Skywalker. By the way, Rey is not a Skywalker. She's a Palpatine. Sorry, that has never stopped bothering me since that. I feel personally assaulted over that. Jesus Christ is Lord. Have a good day, brothers and sisters. Thank you very much. I love it. Thank you. And welcome. Fuente's smug attitude pulls me away. Yeah, but do I put off a smug attitude? I hope not. I don't know. Do I? But I'm going to say something that might refute what I just asked you, or kind of maybe answer my own question. I think for a lot of people that can live stream, not everybody, not toot my own horn here, guys, because I'm not saying I'm some upper tier person. I got my notification that I've been on YouTube for over 9 years because exploring a CF and everything. It's like, congratulations on 9 years on YouTube. And I was like, oh. And I did a lot of live streaming I do a lot of it. But not everybody can live stream. There's channels that are amazing. That put out videos like Liberal Hive Mind and a bunch of these others. But they do a lot of scripts. I am the opposite. I don't like scripts. I hate scripts. And there's a lot of channels out there, much better than me at this, that can just talk. They don't script. I only had a few things I wanted to talk about, and I've just been here talking. And I think that people like that, I don't know, I think there is a little arrogant, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm over self-checking, as I've told I do, or over pick on myself. But I think maybe there is an arrogance sometimes of somebody that will get in front of a camera for people anywhere to pick on, go after. You got to have a little bit of I don't know, arrogance or just maybe thick skin. I don't know. But there are people that can make great videos but can't live stream to save their lives. Then there's people that can live stream and can't make great videos. I can kind of do a little mediocre of both. How's that? I can edit and stuff. Just, I don't find it as enjoyable as this. I like to just talk to people and have them talk back. All right, no matter how much money you have, life becomes a game of Monopoly. You still want more. Just for a one-up on others. I get it, and that's probably true. And once again, maybe it's my own failing, but some people you just kind of expect better of. Maybe it's because I try to hold myself to that standard. I don't want to backstab or say stuff just for a click or another dollar. I don't know. Maybe. All right. I like you guys. Yes, thank you. A lot of prayers and amen to you, Skywalking. Yeah, that's great. 100%. Talk about a nice way to come in and make a comment, too. Let's see. Mel, benefit of the doubt. Understand that myself. Yeah. Like I said, maybe it's my own failing that I expect. I don't know these people. In fact, I mean, there's a lot of you guys go, well, we don't know you either. True. But if you, like I said, if you look back at all my channels where I've done, oh, jeez, dude, sorry. That's a big dog banging his head. Dude. Big moose head. Chesapeakes have got a cranium. Like he's over there carrying his huge, chewing on this huge log. He carried this 40-pound log in his jaws, never put it down once, carried it back 4.5 blocks away from a park. I said if he could get it home, it was his. It's in our yard now and he's chewing on it. I don't know why the wife kicked him out. Jax is at the window. She didn't let Jaxie out. I'm going to hear free Jax in a second. Mod's on a rampage. Well, honestly, I trust the mods. You guys don't normally just people for making a comment we disagree with. It's usually violation of TOS or just something so absolutely uselessly retarded it wasn't going to add anything to this. All right. Everybody said that timeout was like an auction. We just kept bidding higher and he might be back for the rebirth of Christ. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm really trying to catch up, guys. Anybody ain't paying the broker's commission. Mexico can pay for it. Hmm? Yeah? 24 hours. You won. Congratulations. Oh, no. Oh, my God. I'm glad the mods are having fun. Nothing better than putting off problems till tomorrow. Oh, no. Ended up being like 2. Oh, my God. 9. All right, let's see. Political purposes. My first video I watched of Nick was the debate between him and Dean. Oh, wow. Yeah. Isn't Dean the one in trouble right now? Some allegations? Is Dean, right? Because it's Dean and Parker. I cannot stand Parker. Oh, my God. That guy is... I would rather hang out and be chummy with Destiny any day than I would Parker and Dean. Jax. No, it wasn't Jax. That's Riker. He's... Here, let me see if I can flip this. You guys can kind of see Riker. Maybe. There it goes. There he is right there. With this big old... Here, oops, I got my power pack hooked to this. Here's... I'm going to walk you over. Here's the big old log he carried back. Trust me, he's 103 pounds, guys. Look at the size of this thing. There you go. This is what you get on the... Oh, he's going to talk. He's going to drag it away like I must take it. Hey, he picked this up in his mouth and carried it 4 blocks. Riker, say hi. Riker. That's a good hi. Okay. Yep, that's my dog. That's our big one. Actually, hang on here. Hey, look, there's Jax. He's right waiting by the food bowl. Okay, sorry. Welcome to my insane household. Yeah, that's Riker. And yes, he is named after Commander William Riker. If you saw his tag, he's got the Star Trek emblem on his tag. So see, I am a Star Trek fan, even though they can be a little socialist. Sorry, let me go. There we go. Parker is just smug and annoying, 100%. Yep, that is Riker. He's a 6-year-old, 103-pound Chesapeake Bay Retriever. He's our only non-rescue because we rescued another of his breed before and fell in love with him. We tried to rescue another one, but it was during the panda flu. And the lady who ran the Chesapeake Bay Retriever Rescue in the Midwest, which you have to deal with your own zone, had a little bit of a brain problem. She went knucking futs. So my wife had never had a puppy in her life. She can guess what happened. I said if she could find a real AKC breeder, not a puppy mill, fine. Well, end up driving to Kentucky and getting Riker. But the other two dogs are Gemma. She is a rescue. She's a super mutt. And little Gracie, my foster fail, she's the smallest at 57 pounds, and she is half husky, half Weimaraner. And Jax is just all tuxedo, and now he's stink-eyeing me through the glass. I've got a stink eye over here. Oh no. I think he's mad because I think the wife is coming back. She's coming back from a trip with her family today. Going to see some other relatives in, yes, Chicago. God help me. Told her to take a hole puncher with her. So yeah. But no, I have my own failing. But I do think not everybody can do live streaming. There's some people that I see are amazing with videos, can't live stream, save their lives. And I admit, I actually like Steven Crowder more when he goes off of his prompter. He doesn't really quite have a prompter, but he's got notes coming up on a thing, and I even have problems with that at times. But yeah, live streaming should be off the cuff, should be trying to engage with people, honestly. How's my dad doing? It's a tough thing, guys. For those of you who don't know, my father is 87 years old and has been recently declared incompetent a little bit due to dementia and his age and stuff. He's got some diminished capacity. He failed a cognitive test that's called a MOCA test. He was only able to drive at night. Now they took his license totally, and I'm dealing with, he still lives out where I grew up, out past Andalusia, Illinois. Feel free to look it up. I went to Rockridge High School, but my dad still lives out where I grew up in the woods. And I have to drive out, and I'm trying to keep him going. I got cameras in the house because of falls. And I spent 9 hours with him yesterday taking doctor's appointments. And unfortunately, arguing when he has the dementia moments, the first 6-7 hours of yesterday was all him arguing and fighting and poking and just being insane. So if you ever dealt with a family member with dementia, mixed with old age and a few other things, my heart goes out to you. It's tough. So it's been tough. He's still chugging along. He's out there in the country, and he's got his dogs, and he was out trying to weed a little bit of his tomatoes today. More power to him. I just have to watch. It's a thing, and it sucks because I've had to take a lot more of power from his life because he was not being realistic with his money, his decisions, getting some alcohol issues. So it's been a thing. That's not Jax. That's not Stink Eye. Jax is giving you the evil eye. There you go. Pack the dinos. And he's over there chewing on that thing right now. He carried that back, and I said if he could have it. Chesapeakes, if you ever know what Chesapeakes, they love to chew on wood and they eat it. Doesn't hurt them. Jax is like Homie the Clown. He don't play that. Well, he's gone now because the wife came back into the kitchen and he went zinging over. He's like, give me some food. Come on, let's go. Dinner. Let's see what. Oh yeah, it's his dinner time. Dementia is a horrible condition. It is. And my dad is fine sometimes. Well, mostly fine. Let me qualify that. For an 87-year-old, sometimes he can be fine. But then there's other times where everything's going to be a fight, a screaming match. And I was Ferris Bueller's teacher there today. I was very monotone and calm. I go, okay, Dad, you said that. Now make it make sense. Tell me how what you said makes sense. He would glare at me. This is not to go off on my problem too much. We're going to get out of this here in a second, guys. But thanks for asking her, Bexy. My dad, since I've started having to drive him places, I've taken him to doctor's appointments, and I'm finding an unfortunate thing where he's been lying to a lot of his doctors. Lying about his blood sugar. Yesterday he told his doctors his blood sugar was X. And they go, oh, that's not too bad. And I go, that's his fasting. He admitted to me he has eaten nothing today. He got up and it's that level. And I'm like, oh. Well, my blood sugar is always like that. Well, yeah, because you're taking it at weird times. Thanks, Lee. Yes, guys, please do hit the like button. I appreciate it. Did you see Scott's recent vid? No, I did not see corkboards. I talk to him on Facebook and Messenger sometimes. I have not had time to see a lot of videos. In fact, I'm having a hard time keeping up, so I stay in the know to talk to you guys. I don't want to be completely torted when I'm on here. In fact, I got a video I saw that I'd really love to maybe do from the den tonight, but we'll see. It might have to be tomorrow. I haven't been notified of any videos of Scott's for ages. It depends what account. See, the problem is, too, if I don't log in, because I got multiple accounts, and if I don't log into that account for a while, it stops sending me any notifications for it. Because I know there's other people that do streams or stuff I'd like to see, and I go but log on, like, oh crap, I missed that, because it doesn't send me notifications. Seems like I get notifications from 2 of my accounts, and that's about it. Jay, what I can do is try to take... Yeah, I agree. I only got a little mad yesterday. I'm not trying to give out too much, but my dad last Friday got drunk. He's not supposed to drink. He's had an off and on drinking problem. He quit drinking about a year ago, well, about 9 months ago, or about 9 months ago, because he had an incident. Wants to be driving at night, got drunk, hit some stuff, damaged the van, still damaged. I got it so it works and everything now. Did all the repairs to make it good to drive. And I got on it. I went after him. It was the cops that we had to come out. My wife and I had to come out in the middle of the night to get the van. Found him driving down the highway in the middle of the night when he's not supposed to be driving at night at all. No headlights, 35 mile an hour down the highway in dark. And the police, unfortunately, being nice, knowing he was blitzo drunk, didn't drunk test him. Didn't hold him to it. Kind of scary. So he stopped. I really climbed up his ass of not. And I scared him enough with some stuff I said to stop him. But over the last couple weeks, I noticed all the stuff they had, dust on it? Doesn't have dust. Ooh. Sorry, my wife's showing me something. Some cinnamon stuff. I was eating a lot of cinnamon. It could be bad in your liver. I found she got the right type that doesn't damage your liver, so I can eat cinnamon again. A lot of it. But he started drinking like crazy. I noticed his wild turkey went from 1.5 bottles to suddenly half a bottle. 2 wine bottles disappeared. A bottle of Tito's that was there all dusted disappeared. And he got drunk and fell down there tonight. I was under a car. I called a neighbor. I was under a car. Neighbor picked him up, got him in a chair, so I went out. And yeah, he had blood all over his face. He had blood on his arm. He had blood all over the floor. And boy, it was a screaming match. This will end in a second, but we were at between doctor's appointments yesterday. We were at Hy-Vee, so he gets some stuff. And he was like, I want to get a couple bottles of wine for. I'm like, no, you are not getting any alcohol. Oh boy, the meltdown was dramatic. He threatened to call the cops, threatened to beat me up, threatened this and that when he can barely walk, so I'm like, go for it. And it got bad. And I finally just said, absolutely not, F off. Now I'm going to go find your cereal. It got bad. So yeah. He lost his dad recently after a short year. Wow. Yeah, Scott said something to me about that. About his dad, yeah. Right? You know, Scott's dad? Yeah. I think he messaged me. But no, okay, we're going to move on to some happier stuff, but thanks for asking, but it's nice to get it off your chest once in a while. It's tough to deal with. My brother's out of the picture because, let's just say I had to take him to court for the stuff he was doing. So, yeah, it's been a thing. My wife and I have a friend who's trying to help, but he has had surgery on his foot, so yeah. All right, so, Lee, let's change the subject. There we go. Hey, did y'all hear that when Chuck Norris received his invitation to heaven, the fine print said no weapons allowed, hence he passed away. Actually, I think they just needed a new bouncer at the gates. Have you looked at all the crazy people? Let's return to me. Happier moment. Thank you, Lee. Thank you very much. By the way, I think they actually took Chuck Norris because they need a bouncer at the gates because of all the crazy retards around us these days. There are people going up there right now, and St. Peter's going, I can't handle all these retards by myself. Nope. The angels were going, we need help. Who do we get? Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris is up there right now. Gabriel's going, thank you. Needed Chuck Norris. So he's at the gates, keeping all these lefty retards out. All these Antifa-tards. These, I will punch you if you disagree with me, retards. All these dummies. Going to heaven, but I'm a virtuous person. Chuck is up there yeeting them in the firebox. There you go. Into the firebox you go. So I think that's what happened. Chuck is up there, right at the gates, standing right there. He's right next to St. Peter. St. Peter's looking at that book going, he's looking at Chuck going, Chuck's like, oh, let's go. Let's go. Now he's Chuck Norris, Heaven's Ranger. There you go. All right. Jax used to like to drink shots of tequila, then throw the shot glass at your G.I. Joes. Well, actually, that would explain what happened the other day to the snowcat and the trouble bubble, or the trouble pod that's up there. Because they've been moved. So that would explain that. That's what happened to Lady J and Scarlet? Yeah. Okay. Who's better, Lady J or Scarlet? There you go. The division will never end, yeah. Unless violence. See, that's the scary thing. People want to pick on people who want to talk about civil war. We are closer right now to a civil war than we have been in probably since the last one. We are very close. Some people say we're in a cold civil war now. What do you think? We are close. Now, the thing is, the left looks at the right and thinks they're weak because they don't want to fight. That's not weak, because the right, center and right, the average Joe walking around won't fight until you push them too far. But when they do fight, they don't come in with this piecemeal bullshit like lefties do. We got to go refill on soy. And they ain't waiting for, Soros to send truckloads of stuff to help them. A lot of the center right, the average working people are going, be careful, this is a line, and I'm not going to Barack Obama that motherfucker. You come across that line, we go from 0 to 110. Where lefties can go 10% violence, 50% violence, maybe 75, 80, or 100, Charlie Kirk. 100, hey, Trump supporter, boom. 100, walking into goddamn churches and schools because we dare to disagree with them, their gender name. But the right is either 0 or 100. And these people better be careful. And I say any lefty, and I say this for black folks, not all of them, but we have way too many of them being arrogant. Go watch police body cams for a while. That's the reason. There's a reason now they don't want body cams out there. But all the cops are evil racists just attacking black people. Now you see what's really going on. People are going, shit, get rid of the body cams. Nope. You got to be careful. Black people better be careful. You're making racism. You are going to cause problems, and shit's going to come back hard when it does. You got the lefties. Be careful. People on the center and right are going to go from 0 to 100 when you hit a certain button. So it's a little freaky out there. I admit, I have a few hole punchers, and I usually have one either in a vehicle or with me. I live in a pretty decent neighborhood, but just like car insurance, you have it. All right, Lee. I believe those who don't want it will be the ones forced into action, and those will be the ones that determine the ending, yeah? Yep. It's usually the center and the right, the more common sense. Hey, big dog, you done chewing? No? Okay. The center and the right, the ones who don't want conflict, who will avoid it until they can't, are the ones that just go scorched earth when they have to. So you're probably right. Whoa, that's a big one. All right. Guys, thank you very much. I'm not done yet. This is quick. We're going to go to something a little more light. So give me a thumbs up if you can. Share the channel, share the stream, yada. We're going to talk real quick about Masters of the Universe. Masters of the Universe. I looked a lot. I saw clips. I have a few friends behind the scenes that got me some extra footage before it came out. And we talked about it a little bit here. Well, I finally sat down with the wife here a while back and watched it all on Prime. And let me tell you, if you are not, I know we are switching gears. Welcome to Lion's Den. And I gotta stop bumping the table. If you are, let me move you back, guys. Whoa, almost stuck my tripod down the umbrella hole in the middle of my table. If you are, careful, Sog, putting that in the chat is borderline TOS on YouTube. I think you can put it in there. I don't think I can say that. I had to tell my wife that today. She did not know that is the word for cigarette over there. Once I told her, she's like, what? You're kidding. I'm going to know, look it up. But yeah, I sat down and watched Masters of the Universe. If you are not a He-Man Masters of the Universe fan, this phone rings right now. It is the original 1980s. Fabulous secret powers were revealed to me when I held up my magic sword and said, by the power of Grayskull, and the whole thing. So when my phone rings, people go, and some guys go, yeah. A few of the women, but a lot of the women go, oh, what a child. My wife's used to it. But if you're not a Masters of the Universe fan, don't know much about it, don't care about it, then it was a meh, a 5 or 6 movie. Maybe even a 7 for you. I will say this, the good is that it looked gorgeous. It did. Eternia looked good when you were there. Grayskull looked good. The scenery, the cityscape, it looked gorgeous. Dude, yes. That is my ringtone on this phone. If it rings right, I gotta stop it quick for copyright. It looks beautiful. The guy that plays He-Man is not big enough for me. One, he should never be shorter than Man-at-Arms. He should never be less muscled than Man-at-Arms. That is not right. He should be as muscled or more than Man-at-Arms. That guy should have bulked up a little more, honestly. He should have bulked up more. Not saying he's tiny, but he should have bulked up more. It does that. Every time I'm live on my mobile at about 1:51, it does this boop boop reconnecting. So if anybody dropped, and it drops people, so I apologize. Let me hang on a second here, because I know it drops some people and then they have to come back in. Some people it doesn't drop them, and others it does. Could be words, gonorrhea, the power of gray. It's got some good throwbacks, some of the music, some of the stuff in it. It does some good fan service in a way, but that about ends the good. Now, if you are a real He-Man or Masters of the Universe fan, you will give this movie a 3 to a 5. Once again, it looks gorgeous. There's some throwbacks, some little jokes. If you're a fan, you'll get. But that's where it ends. The first whole Earth part should never have been there. So there's going to be spoilers. If you haven't seen this and you don't want to hear about it, then thank you for stopping in. Give a thumbs up on the way out. But the whole Earth part, and I got a lot of this shown to me by a friend who kind of does studio work. I said it then. The Earth part's stupid. I was kind of trying to say spoilers before the movie came out. But it didn't, seeing it fully in the full movie did make it better. The Earth part is stupid, should never be there. This movie should have been from second one to the end second on Eternia, done. No more of this Earth shit. Give us a true He-Man. And there people will say there's no woke in it. There's woke. Teela is woke. She makes fun of him through this. She makes fun of not just of Adam, but He-Man himself. There's too much slapstick. Every time you think it's going to get more serious, or He-Man or Adam has learned, they suddenly turn around. Even if somebody dies, his dad dies. I already said spoilers. His dad dies in his arms, and seconds later, he's back to being PR, He-Man, he, him, man. Guys, we need to have a dialogue and come together. Oh my fucking God. This happens throughout the movie. Every single time Adam or He-Man, you think, okay, this is serious. Oh yeah, look at him getting serious. There's a moment where you're getting goosebumps, the music, some of the fights. Like, yes, he's mad, he's serious, done, let's go. And then we go back to the PR man. Oh, fuck off. It was so angering. It kept taking me out of the movie. Every time. Oh, I'm serious. Here we go. Here we go. And then, poof, back to... He tries to deal with Skeletor again after all this. Skeletor killed his dad. And it died in his arms took over Eternity, he killed how many people, all this stuff going on, the death was as he got back, and he still tries to go up to Skeletor, Dan. Let's try. I know you're not truly evil inside. Let's talk and open a dialogue. We can you can do better. What the fuck? Sometimes bad is just bad. And Skeletor says that, dude. That was good writing there. Where Skeletor goes, I'm just bad. I like it. I like being bad. And it's kind of stupid. And, you know, spoiler. Yeah, He-Man does finally yeet him. Fine. But it takes you out of the movie and you're watching and he's like, serious, yes. And then they throw some the Fisto jokes got a little too much. There's a lot of jokiness in it that does not, some of it lands, especially for old school He-Man fans. But if you're not a really good He-Man fan, you're going to miss a lot of the comedy too. A lot of the comedy is going to fall retardedly flat. It's just stupid. But yeah, I missed a little bit on Earth when Teela comes to find Adam after he accidentally sends the signal. Beastman is there. He is stomping on cars. Cars hit him, doesn't hurt him. You name it. He's almost indestructible. And then Teela shows up. And I don't care. Teela is not Super Dude. Teela is not She-Ra. There's a scene where she's laying on her back and Beastman's over her, had this car he's on top of. And he jumps down in front of her. He's over her, gonna get her. And she, with one arm, takes the car door, goes wango, slams the car door against him, and he flies 50 feet away. And there's more than once that Teela outdoes a full automobile hitting this guy. She is showing the power of He-Man or beyond there. It is total DEI, and there's parts of crap in it where she is just calling Adam a retard, calling He-Man a retard, not helping. My God. It's very derisive and takes you out of it. He-Man was not allowed to be He-Man in a He-Man movie. And it pissed me off. I had a problem during parts of that. I'm sure my wife's going to watch it again without me in there because I was like, Jesus Christ, that's not it. His dad just died in his arms. He's in there. Let's come together. We can make this work. Oh my God. And at the end, it's even worse because He-Man, I realize I'm not just, it's pretty much him rising above the manly man that is Man-at-Arms. By the way, Idris Elba as a race swap, did an amazing job. Wow, it's one of the few race swaps you can go, that one was pretty good. It's very rare, but that one was good. But Idris Elba actually Man-at-Arms represents old school true masculinity, what you would have liked He-Man to actually be. And He-Man realizes at the end that he's not just the strong, manly man. He's also kind of in touch with his feelings and he's pretty much PR man. He worked in the HR department on Earth, and that's what he was. Okay, maybe he's HR man. Either way, sorry, I get that right. HR man. He's human resources man. Oh my God. He realizes his not just his strength and this and that. It's that he's willing to reach out and for love. There are times during that movie I just out loud went, oh, for the love of fuck, please stop. And then they'd go serious again. And you're like, yeah! And be careful. If you're watching, if you don't like your kids around bad language, there is definitely some in it. So, it was just... I finally got to see it. It took me out. We're going to watch Project Hail Mary here soon. I don't have tons of money to go to theaters. Actually, it's the time. So when we get a chance to sit down, and the wife's like, dude, can we watch a movie? I'm like, well, I was going to stream. Well, come on. I'm like, okay. But it was just pick a freaking lane, and the ambiguously, of course, brown, gay, trans, whatever, Buddy had to be in it. Then he had to come in at the end and be on Eternia. It was a whole storyline that didn't need to exist. There's a lot of it. I mean, just got a notification. Heavy Duty Country's going to talk about Tyler Robinson. Oh, God. Let's keep going full Candace on that. But it was just... Now, at the end, super duper spoiler, they show a little shot, and it's for She-Ra. And I told my wife, I looked right over and I go, $100 says they don't treat She-Ra the way they just treated He-Man. There won't be a guy character, even another woman character in this, making Adora / She-Ra look like a retard, making fun of her. There won't be somebody outdoing her in strength, even if He-Man's in it. Won't be outdoing her in strength in her own movie. She's going to be allowed to be the strong and amazing woman throughout, whether it's a good movie or not. They will treat her better than He-Man, and that made me mad knowing that. That said, that little bit actually looked kind of good. If you haven't seen that little bit at the end, go check it out. It looked like I'd watch it, because you know what? I think it'll be a better movie than He-Man, because He-Man was not allowed to be He-Man. She-Ra will be allowed to be She-Ra. She will be more He-Man than He-Man. That's what I'm thinking, and that's what I saw. All right, so let me back up. Lee, I'm definitely not interested in some woke aspect. There is. There is. It's not throughout all of it, but yes, there is, and Teela is part of the problem. And if they'd nixed that from her, she would have been a better character, and the movie would have been better. It wasn't heavy, but it was just little bits at the bad time where He-Man is about to be He-Man. They throw some stupid comedy in. He does something absolutely just retarded, and she's like, oh, making fun of... I would say if you have Prime, go watch it, guys. And if you are not a big He-Man fan, I think you'll probably like it. I'm not saying you're going to love it. From what I heard about it, it's maintained the old school nature of the IT, but I agree it's not a good physical fit. It does not maintain all the old IP. Because, for those of you who know, He-Man's mom is an astronaut from Earth. She got lost. And she's stranded on Eternia and marries Randor, his dad. Not in this movie. She's not an astronaut from Earth. That's totally changed. Earth is not something people hear of, but they can't go to. In this, they can travel from Earth to Eternia in a matter of minutes in spaceships. That wasn't He-Man. That wasn't original IT, where there's traveling planet to planet. If they traveled to planet, it was through a space bridge, or, you know, the sorceress or another mage got them to these other planets. It wasn't hop in the spaceships and we'll super duper warp drive and be from one planet to another in minutes. That is not original IT. Or, yeah, IP. IP, my bad. Not yes, he's, yeah. I've not seen it though, I'm not sure. I'm interested in the whole new school ideological. Like I said, maybe I'm being too picky because I'm a big He-Man fan. And in fact, I'd recommend you go watch it, especially if you have Prime. You've already got Prime, sit down and watch it. And honestly, if you do watch it, go back under this video and leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. Give me your rating, 1 to 10. Be honest, don't be overly just looking for the click, like some of these reviewers always say something's bad because it draws the views. But yeah, let me know what you think. But I would say watch it. You'll find parts of it you're gonna be like, yeah, there's a few scenes where He-Man does get serious. Adam gets serious. You're like, this is what I wanted, and then they destroy it. They couldn't just stick with the serious, the good, the story. They had to break it up with tee-hee. Or sorry. Okay, so the only thing you basically pulled a spoiler about is that it's a woke version. No, I've named a couple things there. I named a couple things. Randor dies in his arms, stuff like that. I named a couple things that he does kill Skeletor. You think that they teased a She-Ra movie, All right, Jay Waters, I'm not sure if this is true, but Jax told me he worked behind the scenes as a creative consultant on Highlander. If Jax worked on Highlander, we'd have a better movie, a good movie coming out. Behind the scenes as a creative consultant on Highlander and strategically suggested things he knew would drive you crazy. Yeah, you say he's the best until you go to watch the new Highlander and you're going, no. There can be only one Highlander, the movie. That's it. One. That could have been ended after the first one. The first movie in the series, and then the end game, I think, is the one. Maybe that one. But that's about it. The new Insidious movie coming out looks promising. Which one's Insidious? Is that the spider? Ooh, is that the spiders one? The spiders one looks freaky. The trailer for the spiders one, I don't like spiders. If there's a spider outside, fine. If you're in my house and you drop down in front of my face or crawl over me when I'm in the bed, a valid reaction is to use a Walther PPQ or a 12 gauge slug on it. I do not like spiders. That said, I will, if my spider scares my wife, I will squish it with my bare hand. The calluses usually stop me from having problems. So I go, yeet. I don't like spiders. That movie, this new trailer for the spider movie, where it's going, and it swings in and it goes down somebody's mouth, screw you. And I don't know if that's it. Is that Insidious? I might be wrong. I don't know which one it is. Jackson wants Master of the Universe because they heard Tila was in it. Tila is not spelled that way. He was not happy to realize it wasn't Tila Tequila. Oh, you pulled it back. Oh, Jay Watterson. Oh, Jay Watterson. You got me. Damn, man. You know, I can see Tia Tequila. Good grief. She would be Jax's type. Yeah, no, there was always a moral point at the end of the episodes, but not some twisted emasculating. It was. That's pure adult. I said back in the day, go watch Midnight's Edge. He was pissed. And on Friday Night Tights, the only ones that had a good take on it was Fake Wizard, and I believe it was Disparu. Even Gary and everybody else. So a lot of them admitted, I didn't really care much about He-Man. And somebody in the chat said, if this was an IP you cared about and treated like this, you'd be losing your shit. And this is an IP I cared about, and I was losing my shit during the movie. Yeah, but you're right. You are 100% right, Lee. It had a moral. It didn't emasculate He-Man. He was allowed to be He-Man. They even made fun of him calling himself He-Man. There was a thing about that. I have no problem going. Dude, a lot of guys everywhere go, yeah, he's being a He-Man again. They don't say it because they're trying to make, they like, yeah, strong man. It's always been a thing for strong man ever since He-Man. But they actually made fun of it. Oh, He-Man, tee-hee. It was tiring. The moral proclamation, that's your unadulterated ideological interjection. Yeah, there was too much of it. There was too much of it. Way too much of it. And once again, it takes you out of it. They either should have stuck with the hokey jokey, wokey dokey stuff, or stuck with the serious. The good. The good is just broke up by shit that shouldn't have been put in. And that drives you nuts. Tequila's in a movie? He was not happy. Yeah. Alright. But Tila, under these contexts, they should cast Ron Jeremy and just label it NC-17. Well, actually, it might have been a step up. Once again, please go watch it. If you haven't, if you have watched it, feel free to chime in. But it's on Prime. If you got Prime, you've already paid for it, kinda. Go watch it. But I was glad I didn't see it in the theater. I was. I looked for people besides my friend. Thank you, by the way, for sharing that stuff with me earlier. But I looked for other reviewers too that I knew were kind of at least had fond remembrances of He-Man, if not big fans. And it helped. Jax is in the basement. I was searching for a pet store. Next day ship tarantulas. Dude, if there's a little spider in the house, I don't have to worry because Jax eats them. If he's in the mood, he'll look at it, crawl across, he'll go over, yeet, and eat the thing. Of course, so are Riker. We had to worry about too many bugs getting in our face. Searching for the action figure. I wish I had my He-Man stuff. When my parents' house burned down, I was doing a lot of remodeling. I just bought my house. And it was very out of date. Even for when I bought it, it's like, whoa, that's like 40 years out of date. That's pretty bad. And I had a bunch of stuff stored at my parents', and their house burned down. Lost my Camaro. I had a Camaro. It's my between Trans Am's car. I lost 90% of my G.I. Joe stuff, all my Star Wars stuff, my train sets, my racetracks, you name it. A lot of the old stuff gone. It kind of sucked. My He-Man stuff all in there. Kind of miss that. I'm not Gary Beekler, you know, Nerdrotic. I don't have the stuff he had, but I had a lot. But no, that's just my thoughts on it. It disappointed me. My wife, I think she liked it better than me. I could actually ask her. Hang on. I'll let her come out and she can stay off camera, but I want to hear exactly how much she liked it. Just a sec. Hey, Bear. Here. Get to go. Yes. Of course you have. I just wanted you to come and say something real quick off camera. I want to hear your thoughts on something. Okay. Sure. Oh, no. Now that'll cause some marital discourse. Well, I'll be in trouble because I disturbed her. Of course, she was in the restroom. It's a thing. 2 bathrooms save a marriage. We have 2 for a reason. If you have a girlfriend or a wife, 2 bathrooms are a must. But no, I mean, I know more of you guys probably than me that have seen Project Hail Mary. So I will be watching that next. I'll just mention it, but we'll see how it goes. I'll probably be out of here in a minute. You can just stay right there, but I just want you to hear. All right. So we were discussing Masters of the Universe.
Okay.
I gave my quick take on it.
Yeah.
As a non-He-Man fan, I didn't know much about it.
I already told you that.
What
you want me to say?
What did you give it a number between 1 and 10?
Oh, I'd probably say 5.
Okay, in case these didn't pick it up, she said about a 5. So like I said, if you're a non-He-Man fan, you probably give it right around 5 or 6.
Because like I told you, Adam...
Come a little closer. I don't know if these will pick you up.
Well, like I said, when we finish it, from what I've seen of He-Man and what I know about him, Adam would not act that way.
Yes.
Which is why it was kind of not the greatest in that respect, because I'm like, he wouldn't act that way. That's not what he does. You know, I've only seen limited amounts of it, but...
Well, I said that I was having a fits, that you got to put up me having fits. When he would go serious, and then go right back to the insane, let's have a chat and dialogue. I'm like, dude, you just held your dad's dying in your arms.
Right.
Yeah, so see? So, okay, there we go.
Maybe a 4.
All right, okay, now she's saying maybe a 4. So 4 or 5,
4 or 5.
From a female normie. I'd say normie because she's not a big He-Man person. But I'm betting you they will not treat She-Ra like He-Man. She-Ra will be allowed to be more He-Man than He-Man. All right, let me be back here with you guys. Whoa. Hey, Mr. Patterson. Mr. Patterson. Howdy, everyone. Anybody get a cup of electricity I can borrow? Did you get stormed? Did you get stormed? We've actually, after weeks of insane Noah's Ark type rain here, we've had the last 3 days or so. Gorgeous. You keep any storms out there, Jim. Jack still wants a 1971 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am like the one in Corvette Summer. Yeah, it's not a bad goal. I wouldn't mind a Trans Am from every generation. All right. Let's see. Lee, I only had one. Huge bathroom with dual sinks and vanities and walk-in closet. Ooh. We don't have that. I don't live in a house big enough to have that. That would take up half my house to have your bathroom. But I have a bathroom upstairs and downstairs, and it saves lives. Oh, no problem, Rebecca. See, as soon as I get her back out, I'll say something, man. Thanks. Dial sinks. Yes, dial sinks. Karen, Rebecca says hi, because he heard your voice. He's seen you before. She gave a hi. But no, that's just what I wanted to talk about at the end. Thanks for you guys being here, serious stuff. And to everybody who commented, thank you very much. Center, left, right. Thank you. And to a lot of the lefties who were here tonight. We may not agree with you, may even thought you're a little wacky. But most of you, okay, I'm going to say not most of you. I got to go back on that. My mods were having way too much fun yeeting everybody. Oh, God. Yeah, I got to totally back myself off on that because I was seeing timed out, blocked, yeet, yeet, in the box. Oh, my God. So, yeah, I'm dumb from my angle. What you guys let through. Holy God, I can only imagine. You guys are all there. Stomp, stomp, stomp. You guys need to go and there were a lot, yeah. Now I got to think about it. There were whole screens where I had no chat because all I could see was just yeet, 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 yeet. You guys need to go sign up for Aspen Gold. He could use you. Oh my God. Oh my Lord. All right, Jim Patterson lost 3 trees, hole in the roof, and pulled the electric service off the house. Oh, that is why I have a generator. Not a whole house. I have my 240 plug in my garage. Turn my generator on, plugs in, runs everything except our central AC. It'll run our furnace, just not the central AC. Takes a little more yip to run that. But I like my mobile because I can loan it out, I can bring it other places, run my generator. Temperdino was cook and clean, huh? Cool. 07? Cook and clean 07? Clean 07? What's that? What am I missing? But no, we've been on for, well, it's more than 2 hours and 16 minutes because it resets a lot of times about 150. How long have I been on? Holy crap, I don't know. It doesn't tell me. Hi, Gracie. Oh, it's my little dog. This is a little 57-pounder. Our little half husky, half Weimaraner. She's our little foster fail. Yeah. She was seized from a home in Iowa, Kansas, because people locked her in a crate and were leaving her to starve. And when the rescue seized her, she had 0 fur, weighed about, I believe, 22 pounds. And now she's 57 pounds, healthy. Well, mostly healthy. She has some stomach issues for life because they starved her so bad it damaged her digestive. She's got a full coat. And she got some damaged teeth from trying to chew her way out of the crate, but she eats well. And she plays and runs like crazy. 07 is a wave. Oh. Yep, I deserve an okay boomer for that. Wow, that camera's showing a lot darker than it is. Wonder why. Maybe it's I got it tipped down? Huh. No, this is charging. Ah, okay. All right. Now this comes to the point of the stream where you guys can throw out anything. We can discuss, 5-10 minutes worth, and then I'll be out of here. Somebody going the wrong side of the yard? Great. Anything you guys want to talk about, let me know, and we'll talk for a little bit, and then be out of here for the night. At least for now. All right, Urbex, they have a small petrol generator wall-mounted in the porch. A flex pipe, DIY exhaust that goes through the letterbox. Oh, wow. Do I qualify as a redneck? Yes. And hope your exhaust don't leak. Mine's like a little, 3,000 watt, or no, it's more than that. It's about a 3,800 watt generator. I handle a little bigger surges, but it's in my garage. I got 240 plug. I got a switch in there and a switch on my box. And I can power my whole house except for the air conditioning. Furnace it'll handle, but I get a bigger one, but it works fine. It's easy to move around. Yeah, you qualify as a redneck. Jim Patterson, generator, solar panels, 2 power stations, a wind generator. I'm fine, but gas is killing me. Don't eat burritos. Stop eating that stuff, man. Or take some Gas X. Oh no. Well, don't your solar panels do it? Come on, the green energy. I've looked into those solar generators, but my only problem is once you really look into them, you need huge amounts of them to do the equivalent of my little generator. I don't think the tech is quite there yet, unless you have a lot of solar to charge them fast. If I qualify, I do have redneck tattooed across my arm with a bull skull. Yeah, that qualifies you. That does it. That qualifies you. 100%. All right, I guess we're going into redneck tests. Throw your hat in the ring. Let me know what you got, and we'll vote to see if you are a redneck. Because you Some of you seen where I grew up. I did a live stream from out at my parents'. If you go to Andalusia, Illinois, and Edgington, I'm in between those areas and Loud Thunder Forest Preserve up on a hill overseeing the river, and I grew up taking a canoe and boat by myself out to the river and disappearing for weeks at a time. I was like the Midwest Crocodile Dundee. Grew up driving tractors on the highway because you could with a triangle. All right, Sog, what do you reckon? And Prince Harry and trailer trash grifter Meghan Markle coming back to live in the UK. Dude, are they? I'm thinking, you know, not to overuse the meme, but that's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it works out for them. Are they actually doing that? Dude, that's a pair. I thought they were some of the most hated people in the UK right now. Well, probably not. You got your own lefty retards that are probably still going, oh, they're so great. Because as far as I'm concerned, they're a bunch of retards. They're going back to the UK. I think it's probably because America's tired of them, too. We finally said, please take them back. But are they? If they are, that is just stupid levels. I don't think they're going to get okay, I'm sure there's going to be some idiots, but I don't think they're going to get a huge royal family welcome, because they've negated all that, right? They gave it all up. All right, Urbexy asked for gas, buy methanol, turn E85 into E5 plus. Best to only use it for junkers. Ooh. Well, Urbexy, getting gasoline here in America is a little easier for us than it is for you guys. Jesus. We don't buy our gas by the liter either. We get it by the gallon. We get it by the gallon for cheaper than you get it for the liter. So it's annoying here, but it's not as bad for us. I do get my generator's at least half full, and I got a 5-gallon can in there that'll run the generator for like 14 hours. Man, Rebexy, you never cease to amaze me. You are kind of the redneck version. Jay Watterson knows all the media stuff and trivia and all the online stuff. The stuff like for, you know, live streamers and refute and argue with us. You've got all the mechanical redneck stuff down. That's amazing. I like finding stuff people throw out, like vacuum cleaners and lawn mowers and stuff and pressure washers. I fix them and rebuild them and sell them off. It's a good way to do it. Sog, they are. We don't want them. Wow. That's something. So you got the erstwhile prince who gave up his title, and Meghan the racist Markle who broke up the family and said some horrendous shit about the queen after she died. I think that pissed off a lot of you over there. It's like, you're going to piss on the queen. At least have the balls to do it while she's alive. Wait till she's dead and she can't say shit. Let me ask you, Sog, you and Urbexy, how does the king feel about that and his steed? The king and his steed. I'm just curious. All right, Jim, solar panels run everything, but I need the generator for AC. Well, $25 a day in gas where you're at. If I bought it in Illinois, it'd probably be $40 a day. Yeah, for some of you who don't know, that is big a difference between where, well, Jim giving away his whole state, Indiana and Illinois. But nobody buys gas that lives in the Quad Cities, buys gas in the Illinois side unless you're a retard. Because you go across the river to Iowa where it's like 55 to 65 cents a gallon cheaper. Just saying. I better tip this. I don't know why it's so dark. It's brighter than that here. So Gerbexy is in front of all knowledge. I think he's got about 5 computers in front of him. Probably 5 or 6. Actually, have you ever watched the show Farscape? He's like Pilot. The whole system around him. Pilot from Farscape. Good show, by the way. If you never watched it, go watch Farscape if you like sci-fi. Probably one of the better sci-fi series ever made. I still say that Babylon 5 is probably one of the tops. And then also Firefly. Alright. So I don't know, but our king is proving to not be very proud of himself. He's pandering to the religion. Dude. Well, come on, your king went over to the Canada. Biden moment number 3 or 4. I lost track. I think it's number 3. went over to Canada and pretty much gave up the Canadian country to the indigenous. Talking about how it's kind of still theirs. I'm like, okay, way to do that. Yeah, the king. And the thing is, here's a mistake I made. I actually, for a while there, your royals were standing and we're making comments against all these Islamists coming in and all the BS. There were some comments from the king and a couple others in the royal family, and then suddenly they've gone the other way. It's like they got the phone call. The Jews called them and threatened them. Yeah, the Jews would say, bring in the Islamists. I don't think so. Be the opposite. If the Jews were running it, they go, no, no. Once again, if the Jews have all the power, why are the Islamists being brought in? Okay. Yeah, but I've seen lately, yeah, your royal families. Isn't the prince staying out of a lot? Isn't he kind of quiet? The other prince? He's pretty quiet about it, him and his wife. They seem to stay out of that limelight a lot. At least to us over here. Not that I'm a big Royals watcher, so, you know. Right now, Jack's just sorting through gas station receipts to post. Actually, he's bouncing on the window. Hang on, he wants out. Because the dogs are out here and he wants out. Just a sec. I'm coming, my gosh. You're so dramatic. Come on, Jack. Come on, Jack. Jack, come on. Let's get the dog almost ran over you. Come on, Pepper, you too. Grace, you staying in? All right, there you go, kitties. Sorry, our cats are trained like our dogs. They don't leave the yard much. But Pepper's got a tracker. We got one on Jack's too. Are we referring to the current King of England? Yes, Lee, we are. The current King of England. Yeah, you know, the king and his steed, Camilla. Yike. He traded down. I'm sorry, he way traded down in wives. Let's see. Whoa, chat jumped. Chat jumped. Orexy, the king is wanting people to think he is pandering to them, deflecting from killing. Oh, Dodie? Yeah. That was something. As in the direct descendant of Vlad the Impaler, that king? No. No. No, man, there's no way that he's a direct descendant of Vlad the Impaler. Mel, as was explained to me, the royals are pretty much figurehead. In a way, they are a figurehead, but no, there is actual Urbexy and Sog could come after me on this. They actually are still sovereign and can take control of, I can't remember the other countries, like Australia and Canada are still technically part of the monarchy. They're part of the UK, kind of. They fall under the powers of the English royalty, and there's something they can actually disband their parliament or take over or something. Now, whether Canada and Australia would actually go, okay, I don't know, but they might. Since they'll allow their, you know, at least Canada will allow their country to be overrun almost as bad as the UK, and they still have the king and queen and everything on all their money. So, but I know they'll tell me in the chat more about it. I don't know as much, but I believe they have power over those countries still, and they really do. And technically, they have a lot of power over the parliament, but whether it would, if they use it, it would be honored, I don't know. They do have power, they just don't use it much. And to what scale that power would be stood up for, I'm not sure. So even the leader of the Church of England is bowing down. Yeah, religion of peace. Yeah, see, that's insane. It's insane that where the Church of England, the Church of England, the Crusades, the Church of England is going, yeah, welcome to the people that hate us. Welcome to the people who will touch our kids. Just recently it came out that your government over there in the UK is handing out pamphlets. Or is it Germany again? I thought it was UK. Is handing out pamphlets again, telling your new citizens how not to rape women, and how not to touch little girls, and how not to assault people, how not to steal things, break things, poop in the streets. But why again are you bringing these people in? What good are they for your country? Just like here in America, what are bringing in low-skilled people that at a rate of 90% get on our welfare systems and never get off? What is the good about bringing them here? What is the good? And as for the Church of England, that is beyond insane, guys. That is insane. That they're just gonna say, here, this religion that hates ours, and what's Sharia, it blows my mind. Still Commonwealth. That's it. Thank you, Mel. Yeah, Commonwealth. And technically, the king has the power over the Commonwealth countries. He can technically disband their parliament and say, that's it, you're back. They stay out of politics with good cause. They can remove a government. They can't rule, though. They need to appoint a new government. Yeah, but they can appoint people that would be beholden to them more. Check out his coronation painting. Or coronation painting. It was meant to represent his heritage. Oh. Dude, if that guy's related to Vlad the Impaler, then I am related to, He-Man. I am related to Adam, Prince of Eternia. Sorry, Jax is over there waiting for the birds to go to the bird feeder. Not thinking that they will, he just never gets quite that the birds will not come when he's there. Of course, he's not a great hunter. When I say gov, I mean PM, yeah. But yeah, I saw our royals act purely on the advice of the elected government and our prime minister, which is sad. Because right now, your government, I'm going to say something, I'm not advocating for violence. I don't want to do that, but I am shocked that the people of the UK haven't had a V for Vendetta moment yet. I am continually shocked because America is already having people cut down flock cameras. We've had some heavy clashes already in people's, and we're nowhere near as effed as where you are. There are people fighting back against these Islamists. A lot of Texas has made it illegal for Sharia law. They've made it illegal to have these Islamic towns. They're not allowing what's going on in freaking Michigan. They made a lot of it illegal. So some states have gone, no, this shit's not happening here already. And it's insane to me how far gone you guys are and the people still. Get mad once in a while. Throw a tantrum once in a while. I really can't believe that, in the Irish you're putting up with it. What's going on in Ireland? And come on, you guys used to be the ones where things would go boom, boom. If somebody annoyed you. I can't believe the Irish Catholics and stuff are just letting this go on. I cannot believe there's been anything like that. I can't believe if V for Vendetta or something hasn't happened. Thoughts on Andy Burnham? Which one's Andy Burnham? I don't know that one. Oh, I saw UK cut down flock first. I know, but you guys are buried in cameras. You cutting down even a few thousand flock cameras. I know I've seen them being cut down. Well, you are buried in millions of cameras. We are nowhere, we are a much bigger country, and we have less cameras in this big country than you have in your smaller. It's insane that you've got buried in them that much. Where we are already having people go around, cut these things down. It's happened in my area. People are tired of it. People are going to city council meetings. Some cities are saying no flock here, flock off. Where you guys are just buried in them. You would have to start giving out sawzaws with 5 extra batteries to every single one of your actual citizens and have a whole month of cutting these things down to make a dent. Where we are already making a dent enough to make the companies go, what the flip? And the pandering governments who never asked our permission to put them in are already getting gone after by people. Well, I got a good bug bite. So yeah, flock choppers. Yeah, we got them in my area. If you go to Quad Cities and look on Facebook and other places, you'll see people already chopping down going, hero. Not. And you just hope, this is not advice, that anybody that does that, don't have your cell phone on you, don't have your smartwatch on you, don't have AirPods. You go there, all 1980s natural, shall we say. Don't have anything they can ping, track, look at. I'm not giving you advice. Just saying, don't do illegal stuff. And don't make it easy to track if you are doing illegal stuff. Andy Burnham's our new PM. Oh, no. You guys go through PMs, man. You guys go through PMs what a lot of people with cars go through PMs. Here, PM is preventative maintenance / oil change. So you guys go through those. More people here change their oil. Good grief. Man. Okay, let me ask a few of you guys here. I know we're about done. But what you guys wanted to talk about real quick, and I said we'd do that, but what do you think is going to be a line until your people stand up? I'm just saying. Here, let me show you something. What's my battery at? Oh, my battery's good. I'm going to unplug. I can move this easier. Hang on. I'm going to flip you and you see Jax. He's stalking. There's Jax. You can barely see him against the fence there. I don't know if you guys can see him. Just to the right, he's just about to hit that flagpole. There he is. He's stalking. He's looking for something to stalk. He doesn't know what it is yet, but he's looking. He's looking. Oops, there we go. But what do you think? You guys think there will be a line where your people do stand up, where your people have had enough, and it's not just a temporary march, a temporary going attacking the hotels and houses where these people are being housed by your government? Do you think there is a line or not? Summer resigned. Yeah, I knew that. I didn't know the name of the new PM though. You should never point a laser at the camera because it makes them crazy. You know, oh. Jesus, dude. Yeah, yeah, exactly. The more you know, but never, ever do that. I think if it moves out of the major cities, people will stand up. Isn't it about to? I mean, I know where you're at, Urbexy, but SOG says there's parts of London and other big cities that are already a clusterfuck. It's just nasty. That it's not even worth going to. And you got idiots like Piers Morgan. It's fine. Yeah, you don't live in those areas. You live in your own area, and you're an apologist anyway. He is. He's a total apologist. He's one of those idiots who would sell your country down the river, then later go, well, I don't know what happened. Well, I didn't see this coming. When everybody else had been like, tickhead, we warned you. 1A allows freedom of religion. Problem with Islam is it has a government, a judicial, and enforcement arm to its religion. Yes, 100%. Yeah, a lot of people don't understand that. It's not just a church following. They actually have, like, you know, Sharia police. They have an enforcement arm. They have actual punishments and everything else. So yeah, they do. A lot of people don't get it. A 5.56 makes cameras go even more crazy. I've heard that, but nobody would ever do that. Of course, how many guys over there have 5.56s, Rebexy? Here in America, there are a lot of places. Like they say, no country could ever invade America. You will lose. Our military is not the big problem. It's the fact that so many Americans have weaponry, and we are talking pretty good-sized shite, guys. Any invading country in here, you're going to have a lot of rednecks going, oh, yeah, let's go. Let's go. It would be a bad, bad day. It would be a bad day for anybody. Like, Red Dawn, I'm sorry. That part of the country and the original Red Dawn, ain't no way invading that. There are a lot of rednecks there. It wouldn't be the Wolverines. You'd have the Wolverines, the Badgers, the Cougars, the Werewolves. You'd have whole groups of guys everywhere with their weaponry going, yeah. Some guys have been going, oh, I've been waiting my whole freaking life for this. So it'd be a mistake. Over there, you guys ain't got many, though. All right, Jay Watterson, I believe there are things going on behind the scenes and in the shadows in the UK. They aren't going overt yet. I hope you're right. Because unless things really go nuclear towards the side of the people real soon, the country's lost in a matter of 30, 40 years. All the Mohammed births, all the areas taken over by Sharia, the big cities, people in your government, they've got insane amounts of Islamists in the government now. So, unless there is a mass mass deportation in a matter of what, the next 4 to 5 years, I think the country is not going to be the same. We better not be allied with them anymore. They're already burning migrant houses down in Ireland. Yeah, but they stopped. There was a huge kerfuffle. But I've been online looking, and what's going on in Ireland now is nowhere near what it was. Once again, it's like you guys get mad, and then you just, okay, and stop. I'm asking, when is it not going to stop? Not wasting ammo? I'm with you, Jim. Save the freedom seeds. Not just in America. I think there is a danger in a lot of first world nations right now that things may get kerfuffly, shall we say. A lot of first world nations are in danger of issues internally, shall we say. Breakups, civil wars, whatever. Mel, we own 40% of the world's guns, yeah? Which is the thing. When lefties, oh, America's so violent. Assholes. We have almost half of the world's guns in this country. The civilian-owned firearms. If we're so violent, you think, man, holy crap. There'd just be random gunfire going all the time. People dropping like flies and stuff. And little areas where people are taking over and being warlords. But funny, it's always lefties that do that, isn't it? Autonomous zones? Handing out weaponry to people? That's lefties. But isn't that crazy, Mel? We have all these guns. So when people say we're so violent, we're a huge country, and we have a huge amount of firearms, and the shootings are at what level for our population? Pretty low. It's always high in Democrat cities. Isn't that weird? Or Democrat states. All right, SOG. They're still burning them down, and now the IRA is threatening action. Well, they need to. They need, I don't know. They need to threaten action, as far as I'll say. They need to threaten action. But I don't think your government's going to take them seriously anymore. I think your government's sold out. It's ideological. It's where our government would have been after 8 years of Kamala Harris. Right after Biden, if we got 8 years of Kamala Harris, we're done. We would have been where you are, or at least close. At least close. Buy Marg. I like the frog oil, Jim Patterson. I like the frog oil. It works pretty good. Danny, how's it going? How you doing? Been on for about 2 hours and 45 minutes, guys. I'll probably be off here in a few minutes. And I thank you guys for I like these streams where I got my topics in, and then we were able to do a few other things. But do me a favor. I'm going to say once again, though, let me know if you watch Masters of the Universe. Come back and look on this and let me know what rating you gave it and what problems you had. Because I want to make sure that I wasn't just putting my I'm a huge He-Man fan stamp on it. That the movie itself was kind of as bad as I thought. But if they make the She-Ra movie, I'll say it again, they will not treat She-Ra as bad as they treated He-Man. In fact, She-Ra will be more He-Man-like than He-Man was allowed to be. She-Ra's going to be smart, strong, capable, not need to make fun of, not need to make look an idiot of. She-Ra will be allowed to be She-Ra in a She-Ra movie. He-Man wasn't. Disappointing, guys. You had a shot to make a really good He-Man movie with that. Alright, hearing about the new IRA, is it legit? If SOG is saying it, SOG doesn't make a lot of shit up. I've known him a long time. He doesn't usually toss out bullshit unless he puts a bullshit meter by it or something, or a disclaimer. So I haven't heard about it, but once again, we're over here. There's a lot of stuff that you guys in the UK, we'll say something, you go, really? Is that happening? Well, we're over here. There is still distance. Internet brings us a lot closer, but also internet is not the same in every country. In fact, UK hasn't made it illegal yet to have VPNs, but don't they frown on it or something? A little bit? I had to go look this up because I knew there's no son of the Vlad the Impaler here, and likely anyone making that claim. Well, Danny, if you look at it, come on, the monarchy, they kind of been, the Queen was the last, I would say, OG, who is a little more realistic and actually seemed to care about her country. Because a lot of stuff amped up after the Queen died. I'm not saying she was epic, and some of this had been going on under her, but she made some comments that were not for this. And that's where, if something was going to get done, gosh dang, man. Sorry, friend of mine. If something was going to get done, it would have been done before she died. The monarchy just left. Some of them don't even want to be involved in the monarchy, want to disclaim it, and others have sold out. I think when she died, the monarchy probably ended as something good for the actual UK citizenry. That's just me over here. But Sog and Rexy, feel free to comment and how right or wrong I am. Vlad Dracula, Prince of Wallachia, born 14, god dang, Transylvania Dynasty House. Bela Lugosi, there you go. Something my dad used to do back in the day. The old Bela Lugosi, man. Oh, good and scary. Holy crap, Danny. You need to stop reading. Jack's like a thinking of yourself as descent of Vlad's cat. Actually, that would be... Okay, there are times. If you're laying in bed, he would just go on your foot without you moving it. Pepper will do that too. If you're on your phone in the bed, she will bite your hand or she'll bite my goatee. She'll bite my wife's chin. She didn't have the padding. If she's on her phone and Pepper catches her, she'll go, argh. It's like bedtime. Long-term storage, wrap in cosmoline paper. There you go. Cosmoline. Bill Watson heard cosmoline. I'm a nerd. What can I say? There's nothing wrong with that. Honestly, we could use a few more nerds. You ever notice lefties never talk about how they're nerds? I know they ain't got two brain cells rubbed together half the time. Alright, Sog. Apparently our royal family are linked to Vlad primarily through Queen Mary. Yeah, but they're also linked to each other through, I'm sorry. There was a lot of Game of Thrones breeding, shall we say, in that. There was a royal, it wasn't a royal tree, it was a royal twig for a long time there. I'd say probably got away from that more in the last, 90 years than any time before. I mean, that was a thing for all the royals of a lot of countries to kind of just ride that twig. Do not use frog lube for long-term storage. Does break down and get gummy. Well, I've never had to long-term store mine yet. We practice. My family has a lot of property. We have a area. But yeah, I've had to store mine too much. You know, I don't have too many fishing lures, but if I did, one of those. Okay, they're all sitting over here. Trying to make sure Jaxie wasn't doing anything weird. Alright, Danny. They are linked. Could be through Vlad's cousins or uncles or nieces because none of Vlad's grandchildren grew up to have children. Okay. Well, still kind of the blood. Still in the blood. In the blood, you know. Bloodlines. Anybody see, real quick, anybody see that trailer? Was that Insidious? Is that the spider movie that's coming out with the spider trailer? It shows the spider coming down, somebody's breathing in and out, sleeping, and it goes, rah! It reminds me of a mix between arachnophobia and I believe it was spiders back in the day with William Shatner, where the tarantulas or big spiders took over the whole city. And at the end, you see it all buried. Yeah, spoilers from a 1970s or 80s movie. Wow, that is bright. I gotta turn that screen down. Holy crap. Recent spider horror movie trailer. I know you guys are probably putting it in there before I can get my ass typed in here. You ever, bigger thumbs do not do good on these. Crawlers. If you haven't seen the trailer for Crawlers, go look at it. And if you don't like spiders, or if you're a true arachnophobe, yeah, if you don't like spiders, you're going, yeah, valid to shotgun these things. Their family tree don't fork, yeah, it's, If fork, I will say this right now. Any royalty left in the world, their family tree has more forks than ever in the last 90 to 100 years. Before, that was a twig. And then suddenly, fork is started getting out of that Games of Thrones stuff. King Charles is 16th great nephew of Vlad. 16th. So, he's as much Vlad the Impaler as Pocahontas is an actual Native American. Quick funny story. My dad was having one of his dementia moments a little bit in one of the doctor's offices the other day. And this doctor just made this little comment about, I bet you have some good old stories to tell. Because he's talking about how he doesn't know if he'll be around much longer, maybe going to see his wife. Which is funny because my dad's never been religious. He's been atheist his whole life. I wonder if it's starting to have a little regret there. But this doctor just said, I bet you have some good stories. So he lit off on stories so much she had a hard time doing her job. And she kept saying, well, the Indians. He kept going on about the Algonquin and the Illini. And he's like, this Indian tribe did this Indian tribe. And this young intern there was twitching. Honestly, physically twitching. Every time he said Indians, and I had a hard time not laughing. When they walked out to get something, I go, Dad, you realize they don't use Indians anymore? They say Native Americans? He's like, oh, I know. Which is funny if you know my dad's a pretty hardcore lefty. But he kept saying it. I'm watching this intern it was almost like a physical pain twitch every time he said Indians. And he just kept doing it. He was just going off about the Indians this, the Indians that, Indian this, the Indians. I'm like, oh my Lord. I was having a hard time not cracking. Jax thinks the spiders has arachnofood. He does. He does. So does Pepper to a point. Don't you, Peppy? Peppy cat. Then I live in the country, so anyone close catches my eye, huh? That is different, yeah. Growing up out where I grew up, it's like, whoa, people. And we had our neighborhood out there. But when I grew up, it was... Andalusia was about 4 or 5 miles from us. Edgington about the same, maybe 6 miles. Illinois City was farther. And then it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 houses in this stretched out 2-mile neighborhood. Then over a ways was another neighborhood, about another mile past that. So yeah, and our yard out there was huge. Like I said, my parents have like 9 acres of woods. So yeah, you see people, you're like, whoa, somebody new. You know it. When does anyone say Indian? I say 48 hours. You spear chuckers don't usually go in for the Cadillacs. Oh my God. These spear chuckers don't normally go in for these European jobs. Oh God. They could not make 48 hours today. 48 hours and another 48 hours. Great sequel to amazing movies. Feather or Dot. Yeah. Oh my God. Feather or Dot. Yeah, that's a good. I gotta go back to that. I asked somebody a long time ago, Indians, you mean dot or no dot? And they're like, what? Dot. And they're like, oh, that's how funny it is. We still say Indian on my reservation, or it just depends. We have been given off to California colleges or stayed home on the rest. Dude, funny thing is, it's not the Indians that get mad about it. It's usually white liberal leftards, especially liberal white women, that get pissy about, oh my God, Native Americans. A lot of the Indians, actual Indians, Native Americans, the Redskins love the Redskins. They love the name the Braves because these weren't making fun of them. When you're a sports team, it's like, dude, we are calling our sports team this because they were warriors, because they knew how to fight. But these idiot left Indians. Now we got teams in MLB and NFL with retarded names. Oh, just stupid. Redskins should still be there. Hey, you want to talk about canceling people? You can't have Uncle Ben, Aunt Jemima. You can't have the butter lady. You can't have Redskins and Braves and all these other names. It's like they're strange how lefties, to protect you, always end up erasing you. The very people, black, brown, light brown, red, always end up deleting people out of the public eye that they're trying to help. That's much better having somebody, dude, I grew up on Aunt Jemima. Aunt Jemima, I saw that black lady on those things. I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna have some breakfast, baby. I think millions and millions and millions of Americans thought of Aunt Jemima as a comfort thing to see. When you see Aunt Jemima, you're gonna have some pancakes, some biscuits, some syrup, and you're gonna be happy. Uncle Ben, thank you, Uncle Ben. You know, but damn, to help people, they delete them. Weird. Do you have dangerously poisonous spiders in the U.S.? Yes. We have black widows, brown recluses, which we have around here. We have a few black widows, but we have brown recluses around here. Yes, we have poisonous spiders, a lot of them. It's not as advertised as it is in, like, Australia. Everybody goes, Australia, every animal will kill you. Hey, screw you. Australia doesn't have bears. We got animals here that'll kill your ass. They can get up to like 1,000 pounds. We have kitty cats that can weigh 800 pounds. Well, actually about 500 pounds. Cougars, mountain lions, they'll weigh about 500 pounds. We have bobcats that'll rip your shit up. They get between 30 and 50 pounds or more. You've got wolves in this country that are very big. Coyotes. We have multiple poisonous snakes, including one of the most dangerous ones in this country, the cottonmouth water moccasin, that is aggressive. They will go out of the way to attack you. Not even if you're in their territory, they will just come after you. So yeah, we have poisonous spiders all over. We have tarantulas. We have, like I said, the black widow. We have brown recluse. Jax. Yeah, busted. He come trotting back. He was heading towards the gate. So yeah, we do have a lot of them. We have a lot of poisonous and dangerous animals here. We have rattlesnakes of multiple varieties that are poisonous, and we have a lot of dangerous and poisonous animals. We even have what is one of the lizards we have here. It's got their saliva that is poisonous, that it'll get you, and it just, oh my god, puts insane biotoxins or like bacteria in your blood system. Almost make you go toxic within a minute, or like an hour of the bite, something like that. So watch, imagine your dad had put his hand up to his mouth and made the woo-woo. Oh, I would have not been able to keep from crying, laughing right on the spot. That would have been the end of me. That would have been done. And the funny thing is, my dad and I don't agree on politics at all. He is left. And the more some of his issues have set in, the more left he is. He actually has a poster in his house saying, why Hitler is better than Donald Trump. I crap you not. We don't discuss politics. Woo-hoo-wee. So, woof. Yeah, I grew up in that. Danny, yes, Sug, lots of them nasty crawlers. Yeah, we have. That's why I always laugh when, especially Americans, go, oh, yeah, everything in Australia is dangerous and kill you. Yeah, you got funnel webs and all these other snakes and critters. But dude, I'm sorry. I will take a grizzly bear up against a shitload of your scary shit. You guys don't have anything that big. You don't have mountain lions. You don't have all the wolves, all the crazy shit. And we do have poisonous stuff. We have shit that'll rip you apart. Plus we got alligators, crocodiles, other big lizards, scorpions. Not the big ones that get you. The little bitty ones are ultra poisonous. So yeah. Gotta watch it. It's just so funny how everybody's, but Australia is so dangerous. Is it? I'm not saying it's not, but yeah, we got critters. You can have brown recluses and black widows in your house. Maybe not be as big as a funnel web and some of them critters you got, but and a cottonmouth water moccasin will come after you. Lethal. Yes, we have lethal. There's a damn white woman that gets pissy and says native or furry. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%. In fact, I'll say it's the middle-aged white woman who got us, you know, the butter woman taken away, got our Uncle Ben's taken away, got our Aunt Jemima taken away. In the name of saving them, they got them deleted. Aunt Jemima was a real person. She built a company, and now she's deleted from her own products to save her. Oh my God. So you just deleted a black woman from her company. Great. So yeah. And it's the scourge, like you said, it's the scourge of all nations. All nations. These are women that are bored. They don't have to fight to survive. They're bored. They've been told they don't need a man. They're in their 30s to 50s. They're single. Have 15 cats. Never had kids. Never had a husband. Or they did. They got rid of the husband's gone because he's like, shit, screw this. Great motorcycles too. What did I miss? Did I miss, Mel? We have great motorcycles here, if that's what you're talking about. Well, to a point. Just don't say Harleys are the only good thing. Harley Abelson. That'll get me in trouble. I hate that later term as it is retarded. It is. It is retarded. You can have all those names on products in other countries. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? There were a lot of people who were taking their Aunt Jemima stuff, like bottles, and refilling them with the new, it's the same company, but they're stuff with the Aunt Jemima bottles. Yeah, I want to see Aunt Jemima. I wonder how, strange how Mrs. Butterworth is okay. Strange. It's almost like lefties. You were okay with the white woman being on the bottles and the stuff, but you erased a black woman. What? There is nothing more racist than a lefty. Black people don't know how to work a cell phone. Black people don't know how to get an ID. Black people don't know how to work the internet. Black people need us to save them. Black people, oh my God, on a syrup bottle? Huh, saved her. Oh my God, the Indian lady on the butter saved her. They save them by deleting them and doing racist stuff. Jim Patterson, Land O'Lakes eliminated the Indian and kept the land. Yeah, That sounds very white of them, doesn't it? Brown recluse bites are no joke. Yeah, it causes necrotic tissue. That's crazy. Causes necrosis. It's crazy. The funny thing is they talk about, oh God, look at the funnel web and the big spiders in Australia. God dang, dude. And then it's funny because, oh yeah, well, American spiders pound or ounce for ounce attack more, have more death in these little friggin' things because you got these big old spiders the size of Guam. It can kill you. Yeah. Well, it only takes us to have a spider this big, and it'll kill you. It'll cause your tissue to rot. And that's it. By the way, a lot of people don't realize scorpions are spiders. They're arachnids. The little bitty scorpions will kill your ass. We don't need a big old spider like this. We can take this little pus bucket, and you're yeeted. So yeah, brown recluses are not big. Also, we have some versions of banana spiders and wolf spiders around here that are poisonous too. And actually, all spiders carry venom. It depends if you're allergic to the venom on some of them. Some of them, the venom affects everybody. But there's some, and with thousands of species around here, I believe it's hundreds of species here around my area. If you're allergic to a certain types of venom, you're done. Yeah, you can see it's getting dark now, headlights and everything. All right, Turbidino, check out my wild backyard. The guy handles a funnel web on camera. Well, I remember, what was it? Crocodile Hunter. Sticking a stick in a hole and a funnel web come out. I'm like, dude, that man was living on some borrowed time, man. Watching his vids semi-cured my arachnophobia. Nope. I have no problems with spiders if they're out here. You come in my house, crawl on me in my bed, or drop down in front of my face while I'm watching TV, or you go skittling across the den floor. Nope, that's not arachnophobia. That is you caused your own demise. Jaxie keeps trying to go out that gate.
Where's Pepper?
She was just here. Did she ninja? Oh, there she is right there. She's right there.
Okay.
I'm about done here.
I'm done out here. I got bit up.
I'm not doing too bad. Amazing.
Oh. Because I took them off.
I got shorts and this. Yeah, my wife's, she getting killed. She's done. Okie dokie. Well, Okie can attest to the cottonmouth. Yeah, cottonmouth will chase you. It's crazy. Rattlesnakes are rattling to a go, hey, don't come near me or I'm going to bite your ass. We have diamondbacks, cottonmouth, diamondbacks here. We have like 3 or 4 types of rattlesnakes right here. They will rattle and noise and it'll go away. Cottonmouths won't. They will just come for you. There was a time I was out with my dad when we were young, and the family, all 4 of us were in a canoe, and all of a sudden my dad yelled. He's like, oh God, watch out. And a cottonmouth come off a branch, dropped down in the water, and swam towards the canoe. And he is whacking that thing in the water. That thing had no reason to come for us. And when I used to camp out in the islands, my dad was always like, watch out for cottonmouths. Yep. Rest in peace, Steve. Yeah, no kidding, man. Dude, I'll tell you, I'm not joking. That hit me when I was younger. Steve Irwin, that was so... After all the shit he did, that's what took him out? Not jumping on actual dinosaurs? My mom's sisters used to put huntsmans in her bed. What's that? When it gets dark, I need the glasses to read it. I'm up close, too. I'm really close. If I'm sitting back here, now I got to take these off. It's amazing. I can read something on a wall that's this big from 100 yards, but God, if you get in arm's reach. What's huntsman's? Hunters. Oh. There's a snake on the back of an ambulance. Ah. Okay. Huge scary spider, not dangerous. Okay. Yeah, we got others around here, you know, that aren't really dangerous. We got plenty of snakes and spiders and critters and the little centipede things in your house that if you breathe on them, they fall apart almost, but I guess they're good spider eaters. Midwest has a lot of critters, and just the sound you hear in the background with the locusts and cicadas going nuts this time of year. It's loud, especially out where I grew up. Oh, I know I'm missing comments. That's me on average. Half truths. There's a snake on the back ambulance, hunters. I think I'm getting pretty good with them. Massive huntsman spider. There it is. Australia's harmless humans just look scary. Yeah, don't. No. I have to admit, I have a friend who's arachnophobe. And back in the day when we watched Arachnophobia, I was staying at his house. He had nightmares. We were young and he was just having nightmares. He's like, I can never watch that movie again. And Arachnophobia was actually not even that bad. I always miss comments, Sog. You know me. I try, but, you know, and come on, I'm 3 hours and 7 minutes in, guys. If you haven't given me a thumbs up, please, I deserve it for 3 hours. Do you remember the show Bush Tucker, Man with Less Hiddens? I don't know if I remember that. I know Jack Hanna, and I know Marlon Perkins. Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. And I sent the poor Jim out there. Marlon's like, I'm sitting here safe in the studio. Jim is going to go out and circumcise a water buffalo with his bare hands. How's it going, Jim? Eight-legged freaks is entertaining. Yeah, that was a good one. I mean, I watched a part of Arachnophobia. There's a part of me, I'm not a big fan, but I was going, I can see you're an arachnophobe and have problems with it. But the movie Spiders of William Shatner back in the day, I believe it was Spiders or Spider Kingdom or something, that one's a little more freaky. And this one reminds me of a mix between Arachnophobia and that Spiders movie with Shatner. Oops, sorry. Whoa. Jim Patterson, I don't like spiders and snakes, if that's what it takes to love you. I don't mind snakes as much. I really don't. I had a friend that had a little bull python, and it literally, you're watching TV, it would get up, curl up in your lap, and stare at the TV. Weird as shit. But then he got this other lizard to it. I can't remember what this thing is, iguana or something. That thing's mean. I mind snakes less than I do spiders. Uh-oh, message held for review. Oh no. How'd Mel get in trouble for that? That one must have been a YouTube one. Because Mel wrote, I love the memes in the 2A community. We're always teasing about women and AR-15 and a spider. Oh. I don't know how that got flagged. I don't think that was one of the mods. That's not the mods. That's YouTube. Adventurous Sog, I love camping, but I don't know how you guys can go camping in bear and cougar country. That's a thing. When I've been out west with my family, years ago, you had to store your food in certain lock boxes and everything else. And even back then, they'd have you have bear spray because you're out in Yosemite and Yellowstone and stuff. Yeah, you got to be careful. They always told you, especially as a child, don't go let your kids go walk off alone. And we have, in my area here in the Quad Cities, we have wolves, coyotes, bobcats. Yes, we do have some cougars here, but we only have had a few black bear sightings around here. I don't know how exactly which part of Indiana Jim's in, but if he's in the right parts of Indiana, they've got some of those same animals, and I think they've had a few rare bear sightings there too. But yeah, a lot of areas are bear areas. Plus we have deer, and deer are not as friendly as everybody thinks they are. Deer will hoof you to death and horn you. The iguanas are mean, 100%. Well, no, it said not all. Well, his are mean. Who is getting nailed for review? How is Temperdino? How'd that, what? Argentinian black and white tegus are the dogs of reptiles. Oh. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I don't know if that shows on the screen or not. Danny, take your food and store it away and never go without a firearm. Yeah. Yep. Montana. Yep. Yep. Yeah, you guys got them even thicker there. But yeah, the Midwest, they were out of this area for a good while. But when I was a kid, I'd fall asleep at my parents' house out there. And my windows open so we didn't have air. And during the summers, you'd hear the whippoorwills going. And down in the valley, you would hear the coyotes and wild dogs and coyotes howling. And that's why when I grew up out there, if I was going over to my friend Brian's house and across the valley on the other side through the woods, my parents always had us take a firearm with us, even as children. We'd carry a .22 rifle with us or something. My parents gave us a firearm because, like, if you're coming back after around dusk or after dusk, which was even freakier in the woods, make sure you have a firearm with you. And that was then. And yeah, there's definitely coyotes, wild dogs, wolves, bobcats, and cougars. Bear I never saw, but there's some pictures from around my area, some people running into bears. So man, Danny, yeah, you're up there. You probably get a lot more bears there than we get here too. A lot more bears. YouTube holding out comments review of like, yeah. Which is strange because now YouTube is going to make everybody's views weird. If somebody even clicks on it, it's a 0.1 of a second be a view. Yay. Logic and reason. Bond market failing. The Treasury Secretary Besson's plan to subdue yields fails within the hours. Inflation ramping up. Yeah, I don't agree with everything Besson done, but I think Besson was definitely done better than the last guy. I think the problem is, by the time Trump got in, I know we're going to do a quick reversal. We're going to be out here about 5 minutes, guys. The problem is, once Trump got in, Biden and his people had already buried. Some critter just scooted over here, and my cat is hunting it. Pepper is after it. Some critter just made a mistake. But Biden's handlers had screwed the country up so bad. It's rough to dig it out, and now I'm not sure how it can be fixed in Trump's term. And I'm not saying everybody in Trump's team has done the right thing, but they've tried, and it's tough to dig it out. Black bears live in different neighborhoods. The polar bears and the black bears never hang out? Oh. Brown bear lives matter. They have bear bags that you hang as well as bear vault canisters. Yep. And that was even when I was out there with my family, though. They didn't have bear spray as much. It was a rare thing back then. But yeah, they warned you. They had rules when you went in. They'd have rangers telling you, this is your first time here, you gotta learn this, especially if you're not from around these territories. If you want to go fishing or even out in a barbecue, you're in bear and cat country. Yep. And that's the way it is here. People don't realize if you're out by yourself out in the islands or out in the woods where I grew up, yeah, there's critters. My family, like I said, I was a young 6 years old or so, and they'd like take the .22 rifle with you. If you're coming back after dark, take the 6 volt, remember the big old 6 volt batteries? Take the 6 volt lantern and the .22. Mel, there are 2 confirmed black jaguars in Arizona now, but we've seen them for years. Yeah. Well, that's the way it always is. Around here for a long time, they were saying that cougar sightings were bullshit. And people are like, no. And then people started posting pictures. Now they accept openly. There are cougars here. The bear sightings were the same until people started posting, yeah, there's bear pictures. The bears are around here. It started with the bobcats. There are no bobcats left around here. And so we start posting pictures. Now it's accepted, bobcats and all the big kitties. The wolves were a little more rare, but they are, at least they thought they were, but the people showing the DNR, once again, it's like almost like the government don't know what the goddamn hell they're doing. There are a lot of wolves and coyotes and packs around here. Listen to them howl growing up in the valley. It's like, ooh, what the hell? Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what my cats are doing. Oh my God, I think they're hunting a locust. All right, so allegedly we have big cats on certain areas of the UK. Yeah, there's that legendary cat they don't even see much. But if I remember right, oh God, they've got a locust or a cicada. Yep, they're chasing one. They've got it. Yep, it's making noise in her mouth. Now they're both chasing this thing. They got this big bug-eyed thing. Let's go, and then they jump it again. Yep, surprise UK, highly debatable. Yeah, there's been some sightings. I watched a documentary on that sucker. Oh my God, she's got it in her mouth. She's got a big cicada in her mouth. Yep, she's carrying it, hiding it from Jackson. It's flapping in her mouth. I don't know if you guys can see this anymore or not. She's got it in her mouth. And Jaxie is like, let me see it. She won't put it down where Jax can get it because he's going to steal it. Jaxie, you want in? Yeah, Jax is like, dude, you're done. Come on, let's go in. Let's go in, man. Moon's out. Uh-oh. She's yowling to play with her new toy. I've heard that song. There are some interesting... Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, there are some interesting accounts. All right, guys. I think I'm going to hop out. It's 3 hours and 16 minutes. But thank you very much, everybody. Please leave a thumbs up. Jax is pinned against that window going, let's go in the house, bud. Let's go. We're done. So I am going to take off. Thank you very much. I don't know if somebody call her a spell check. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for all the comments. And to everybody, especially during the height of this stream, thank you for all the comments and chats and stuff to get me behind on. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Please share the channel out. If you haven't hit like, please do. And I don't know if I'll talk to you tonight because I've really extended myself here 3 hours plus. I do have some other stuff I really would like to do for the den if I get the time. But yes, dealing with my dad is definitely taking a lot. And tomorrow I'm going out there because they're putting in fiber optic. So then the unfortunate cameras I have to have will work better. They'll also give me better warning if he does have a fall. And he's not going to realize how much faster his computer will work. You know, he's forgetting how to operate it, which sucks. And there, but for the grace of God, go we all. I hope anybody in your life that is older ages gracefully and does well and maybe doesn't have some of the problems my father does. Some people don't. My grandma was 104 and had all of her faculties to the second she died, which maybe terrified her more at the end. I don't know. But if you do have them in your family, it's tough. I feel you. And I'll be out there a good part of the day tomorrow. So I'm going to help him help the guy get the fiber optic mounted in the right place, and then I'm going to mow and do all the work out there. So maybe I'll do a mobile stream from out in the woods. We'll see. But have a good night. Nighty nightmare, everybody. Yeah, go look up the trailer to that spider movie. You'll enjoy it. Check it out. If you don't like spiders, you're not going to like it. You're going to be... See, what was that again? It is crawlers. Crawlers. But thank you very much. Talk to you guys later. Have a good one. And yes, it is dark. That's my motion light picking me up. I better grab my cats. See you guys. Have a good night. Thank you very much.